Since then, it has been a journey of constant evolution, growth, and astounding progress.
The institute is recognized and accreditates the all-India Council for Technical Education and the National Board of Accreditation to the and also re-accredited development.
The institute is independently by career system elected to the
Also awarded the one National Education Leadership Award.
The institute has applied the meticulous learnings in different industry factors for skill enhancement and placement. The institute has 82 acres of class-green campus, which provides you world-class academic environment and all the amenities.
This is the Ssgmce College of Engineering Shegaon, which offers undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD programs in engineering and management. We at Ssgmce firmly believe that our society needs a research-oriented education that pushes our young minds towards innovation to provide solutions to real problems. We are known for quality education, research-based activities, industry institute interaction, skill development, and empowerment of the future generations for a promising tomorrow. Ssgmce has an excellent blend of the latest technological infrastructure, qualified and experienced faculty, and a unique project-based learning methodology. The departments have focused on strong industry interaction. All the department labs are recognized for PhD work by SGME Amaravati. Our students excel in university results, grabbing the lion's share in the university merit list every year. Now, a word about the bouquet of our offerings through a lineup of disciplines. Mechanical engineering. The department runs a mechanical engineering factory in the premises along with the Center of Excellence in CAD/CAM and Computational Fluid Dynamics. It has industrial collaborative labs with ADA Welding Limited, Mechaton Limited and SMR Limited Pune, and AICTE funded labs, the IC Engine Lab and the Stress Analysis Lab. Electrical Engineering. The Department of Electrical Engineering is supported by 9 well-equipped laboratories along with a 100 kV AC and DC high voltage lab, industry-supported factory automation lab, advanced power system lab, and AICTE funded power quality lab. Electronics and telecommunication engineering. To prepare and equip students for opportunities in the ever-changing electronics and telecommunication domain, various state-of-the-art laboratories and centers of excellence along with technical expertise are available in the areas of Internet of Things, AISI, machine learning, artificial intelligence, signal processing, image processing, and digital and RF microwave communication areas. Computer science and engineering. The computer science and engineering department develop different laboratories equipped with the latest technologies that provide hands-on experience, a key requirement of today's industry. The department offers modern IT infrastructure for research and quality education. All the computing resources are interconnected with high-speed internet and have internet connectivity to the outside world. Information technology, IT. The IT department is one of the finest departments of the college. This is one of the NVIDIA Teaching Center, software testing labs, IoT labs, and data science and machine learning labs in collaboration with various companies. Applied Sciences and Humanities. The Applied Sciences and Humanities Department aims to provide a strong foundation for undergraduate courses offered by the institute. The department caters to the all-round development and academic needs of the students by providing spiritual and psychological counseling sessions. The Department of Business Administration and Research. The Department of Business Administration and Research is the first postgraduate department imparting Master of Business Administration, MBA, and doctoral researches. The students are engaged in business simulations and case analysis sessions.
This allows us to make practical use of theory and develop teamwork as well as communication skills expected in professional workspace.
It has been ranked amongst the top 100 business schools in India by the Outlook Drishti and Business Today Survey 2018. The Training and Placement Cell. The Training and Placement Cell arranges placement activities by inviting corporate companies for on-campus, pool campus and also online recruitment drives. The cell has also started Japanese and German foreign language courses on the campus. The TNP cell also provides internships, aptitude training, soft skill development programs, mock interviews and mock placement tests, and also provides career guidance. The Ssgmce Invention and Advanced Research Center. SGIARC is a dedicated R&D and incubation center equipped with centers of excellence for all our engineering branches that include Cadence VLSI Lab, SAP ERP Lab, Solar Research and Production Center, SGTR Tool Room, Tier 3 Data Center, ED Cell and IP Facilitation Center. SGIARC is recognized by MSME, DSIR, ISBA, CII, VIA and GINet and has established a complete ecosystem to translate ideas into products and businesses.
You just need to have new research ideas. Then from food to all other facilities will be taken care by management and professors.
And hence we have 22 patent file and 4 granted patents.
The Central Library is well equipped with top-notch facilities and resources including more than 1 lakh text and reference books, besides journals and periodicals along with the spacious reading hall. Along with the hostels for boys and girls, staff quarters, mess, canteen, dispensary, students' consumer store and ATM, the college provides a platform for numerous programs, events, clubs and student chapters to ensure overall growth. The institute has world-class sports facilities, a modern gymnasium, as well as yoga and prayer halls. As the road to perfection is endless, the institute, with the blessings of Shri Gajanan Maharaj, continues its efforts to achieve further excellence. We strongly believe Vidyaya Amrutam Anushte, meaning he who has knowledge attains immortality. Come, join us on this journey of perfection, excellence and greatness. Let us begin now.
मोबाईल असेल तर तो सायलेंट किंवा स्विच ऑफ करून ठेवला तरी चालेल. प्रोग्रामचं लाईव्ह स्ट्रीमिंग आहे, त्याच्यामुळे आपण सगळे त्याच्यामध्ये येणार, त्यामुळे डिसिप्लिन पाळलेलं चांगलं आहे. I request all to keep their mobiles switched off or keep it in silent mode. we are likely to start the program. Good morning to one and all present over here. We welcome you all for IISF outreach program at Ssgmce Shegaon College of Engineering Shegaon. For this program, we have with us Dr. Ssgmce R, Scientist ISRO, Mr. Prakash Mhare, Senior Principal Scientist CSIR Niri, Mr. Rohit Ganorkar, Member Vidarbha, Mr. Suyog Gurjar, Niri Nagpur, Mrs. Shraddha Vaidyanathan Ma'am, Block Educational Officer Shegaon, Ms. Kavita Patil Ma'am, Principal Sri Gajanan Maharaj English School Shegaon, Dr. S.B. Somani, Principal SGMce Shegaon. Before we go ahead, let us have a look at the screen for a short video of Ssgmce Shegaon.
Ah, iya.
one reveal program, Ssgmce Shegaon campus. This video was about what happened yesterday. These were some of the glimpses. A number of activities were carried out yesterday. A number of students, I think approximately 1,500 students visited the ISRO bus. Let us have a look at SGMC video now.
Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina means may all be happy. With this pious aim and view, with the mission to impart technical education to produce competent, entrepreneurial and committed technical and managerial human resource with a spiritual foundation to serve the nation and humanity as a whole. This college has a proud legacy that began in 1983 under the stewardship of the Honorable Ssgmce Shegaon. Since then, it has been a journey of constant evolution, growth, and astounding progress.
The Institute is recognized and accredited by all the Council for Technical Education and the National Board of Accreditation, New Delhi, and also accredited by NAPA.
The institute is ranked AAA by Career Institute magazine in April 2018.
Also honored with Dewan Mehta National Education Leadership Award.
The institute has more than 30 plus MOUs with different industry partners for skill enhancement and enlistment. The institute has 82 acres of plus skill campus, which provides you world-class academic environment and all the amenities.
This is the Sri Sant Gajanan Maharaj College of Engineering Shegaon, which offers undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD programs in engineering and management. We at Ssgmce firmly believe that our society needs research-oriented education that pushes our young minds towards innovation to provide solutions to real-life problems. We are known for quality education, research-based activities, industry-institute interaction, skill development and empowerment of the future generations for a promising tomorrow. Ssgmce has an excellent blend of the latest technological infrastructure, qualified and experienced faculty, and a unique project-based learning methodology. The departments have focused on strong industry interaction. All the department labs are recognized for PhD work by SGPAU Amaravati. Our students excel in university results, grabbing the lion's share in the university merit list every year. Now, a word about the bouquet of our offerings through a lineup of disciplines. Mechanical engineering. The department runs a mechanical engineering factory in the premises along with the Center of Excellence in CAD/CAM and Computational Fluid Dynamics. It has industrial collaborative labs with Edor Welding Limited, Mechaton Limited and SMR Limited Pune, and AICTE-funded labs, the IC Engine Lab and the Stress Analysis Lab. Electrical Engineering. The Department of Electrical Engineering is supported by 9 well-equipped laboratories along with a 100 kV AC and DC high voltage lab, industry-supported factory automation lab, advanced power system lab, and AICTE-funded power quality lab. Electronics and telecommunication engineering. To prepare and equip students for opportunities in the ever-changing electronics and telecommunication domain, various state-of-the-art laboratories and centers of excellence, along with technical expertise, are available in the areas of Internet of Things, VLSI, machine learning, artificial intelligence, signal processing, image processing, and digital and RF microwave communication areas. Computer Science and Engineering. The Computer Science and Engineering Department developed different laboratories equipped with latest technologies that provide hands-on experience, a key requirement of today's industry. The department offers modern IT infrastructure for research and quality education. All the computing resources are interconnected with high-speed internet and have internet connectivity to the outside world. Information technology, IT. The IT department is one of the finest departments of the college. This department has an NVIDIA CUDA teaching center, software testing clubs, IoT labs, and data science and machine learning labs in collaboration with various companies. Applied Sciences and Humanities. The Applied Sciences and Humanities Department aims to provide a strong foundation for undergraduate courses offered by the Institute. The department caters to the all-round development and academic needs of the students by providing spiritual and psychological counseling sessions. The Department of Business Administration and Research. The Department of Business Administration and Research is the first postgraduate department imparting Master of Business Administration, MBA, and doctoral researches. The students are engaged in business simulation and case analysis sessions.
This allows us to make practical use of theory and develop teamwork as well as communication skills expected in professional workspace.
It has been ranked amongst the top 100 business schools in India by the Outlook Drishti and Business Day Survey 2018. The Training and Placement Cell. The Training and Placement Cell arranges placement activities by inviting corporate companies for on-campus, full campus, and also online recruitment drives. The cell has also started Japanese and German foreign language courses on campus. The TNP cell also provides internships, aptitude training, soft skill development programs, mock interviews and mock placement tests, and also provides career guidance. The Ssgmce Invention and Advanced Research Center. SGME is a dedicated R&D and incubation center equipped with centers of excellence for all our engineering branches that include Cadence VLSI Lab, SAP ERP Lab, Solar Research and Production Center, SGTR 2 Room, Tier 3 Data Center, E-Cell, and IP Facilitation Center. SGME is recognized by MSME, DSIR, ISBA, CII, VIA, and GINet, and has established a complete ecosystem to translate ideas into products and businesses.
You just need to have new research ideas. Then from food to all other facilities will be taken care by management and business.
And hence we have created a better file and more granted better.
The Central Library is well equipped with top-notch facilities and resources, including more than 1 lakh text and reference books, besides journals and periodicals, along with a spacious reading hall. Along with the hostels for boys and girls, staff quarters, mess, canteen, dispensary, students' consumer store, and ATM, the college provides a platform for numerous programs, events, clubs, and student chapters to ensure overall growth. The institute has world-class sports facilities, a modern gymnasium, as well as yoga and prayer halls. As the road to perfection is endless, the institute, with the blessings of Sri Gajanan Maharaj, continues its efforts to achieve further excellence. We strongly believe Vidyaya Amrutam Anushte, meaning he who has knowledge attains immortality. Come, join us on this journey of perfection, excellence, and greatness. Let us begin now.
we will have a look at it.
Science and Technology. It is an initiative driven by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji as a part of his vision for science for society. The 9th edition of IISF will be conducted at the combined campus of DBT Translational Health Science and Technology Institute and DBT Regional Center for Biotechnology, Faridabad, Haryana from the 17th to the 20th of January 2024. IISF 2023 is being organized by the Department of Science and Technology, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Earth Science, Department of Space, Department of Atomic Energy, Haryana Government, and Vigyan Bharati. IISF 2023 is coordinated and implemented by Department of Science and Technology through the National Innovation Foundation India, one of the autonomous institutes of Department of Science and Technology. IISF serves as a symbol of inspiration and collaboration. The festival provides an invaluable opportunity for scientists, researchers, students, and science enthusiasts to share their knowledge, exchange ideas, and foster new linkages. The theme of IISF 2023 is Science and Technology Public Outreach in Amritkal. The proceedings of the festival will be conducted in 17 events. Among the various events, some of the highlights are Student Science Village, face-to-face with new frontiers of science and technology, science through games and toys, Students' Innovation Festival, Space Hackathon, Vigyanika, Science Literature Festival, State S&T Ministers Center, and State S&T Secretaries and Officials Conclave, IISF Challenge, Education for Aspiring India, National Science Teachers Workshop, Young Scientists Conference, New Age Technology Show, National Social Organizations and Institutions Meet, Science, Technology and Innovation Exhibition, S&T Media and Communicators Conclave, Women Scientists and Entrepreneurs Conclave. So get ready for an unforgettable journey into the world of Indian science, technology and innovation. Be part of this historic movement. Explore, learn and embrace the magic of science at the India International Science Festival. Visit our website at www.scienceindiafest.org for more details.
Let us pray to Ma Saraswati to give us wisdom to make this world a better place, to live in harmony with nature and other forms of life, for seeking the choicest blessings for the same. I invite all the dignitaries of the dais to invoke Goddess Saraswati by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom and symbolically inaugurate the program. For this, I invite Dr. Srinivas R, Scientist ISRO, Mr. Prakash Kumare, Senior Principal Scientist, CSIR Neri, Mr. Rohit Ganorkar, Member Vibha Vidarbha, Mr. Suyog Gurjar, Neri, Nagpur, Dr. S.B. Somani, Principal Ssgmce Shegaon, Ms. Kavita Patil Ma'am, Principal Ssgmce Shegaon. Lamp lighting will be followed by Gajanan Maharaj Aarti.
जय जय सच्चित स्वरूपा स्वामी गणराया स्वामी गणराया अवतरलासी भुवर जगमुळ नाराया जय देव जय देव जय सच्चित स्वरूपा स्वामी गणराया स्वामी गणराया अवतरलासी भुवर जगमुळ नाराया जय देव जय देव निर्गुण ब्रह्म सनातन अव्यय अविनाशी चिरचरणा पुनर्वरे जया जगन्नाथी जया जगन्नाथी एको तत्व परोपरि विष्णु प्रसति लीला मात्रे हरे मान देहासी जय देव जय देव जय जय स्वामी गणराया स्वामी गणराया अवतरलासी भुवर जगमुळ नाराया जय देव जय देव ओम नमः जाति गानि तू मौना करोमि गण गण गणा करोमि रामना मोते भजना दाना हरिहर गुरुवर तुझी सुखकरना तुझी सुखकरना बड़े काले बड़े नैना जय देव जय स्वामी गणराया स्वामी गणराया अवतरलासी भुवर जगमुळ नाराया जय देव लीलानंत सेना पंकट सदनाथ हे करिले नाथी वासुर सुलमेश वासुर सुलमेश सनातन जीवन निर्जलवापीस वेला ब्रह्मवीर्या सर्वाचा नाश जय देव जय देव जय जय सच्चित स्वरूपा स्वामी गणराया स्वामी गणराया अवतरलासी भुवर जगमुळ नाराया जय देव नाथी वारुण सेवे ऐका संपन्न करनिल भक्ता लागे विठ्ठल दर्शन विठ्ठल दर्शन भव सिंधू करण्या नौका स्वामी दास गणुजे मानकरापण जय देव जय जय स्वामी गणराया स्वामी गणराया अवतरलासी भुवर जगमुळ नाराया जय देव जय देव अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक महाराजाधिराज योगिराज परब्रह्म सच्चिदानंद भक्त प्रतिपालक शेगाव निवासी समर्थ सद्गुरु श्री गजानन महाराज की जय जय सच्चित स्वरूपा स्वामी गणराया स्वामी गणराया अवतरलासी भुवर जगमुळ नाराया जय देव जय देव
I request all the dignitaries to please occupy the seats on the dais. For this program, we have with us Dr. Ssgmce, scientist, ISRO, Mr. Prakash Mahare, Senior Principal Scientist, CSIR, Mr. Rohit Talwalkar, Member, Vibhag Development, Mr. Ssgmce Shegaon, Mrs. Shraddha Vaidyanathan, Block Educational Officer, Shegaon, Ms. Kavita Patil, Principal, Ssgmce Maharaj Middle School, Shegaon, Dr. S.B. Somani, Principal, SGMC Shegaon. Atithi Devo Bhava symbolizes our culture, and that has been the tradition of our country. So let us mark this event by felicitating our guest for today's function. I request Dr. SGMce Shegaon sir to felicitate Dr. Srinivas R, scientist ISRO. I request him to welcome Mr. Prakash Kumare sir, Senior Principal Scientist, CSIR, Niri. Please felicitate Mr. Rohit Galwar, member of the felicitate Mr. CEO Dr. Niri Nagpur. I request Ms. Kavita Patil ma'am to felicitate Mrs. Shraddha Vaidande, Block Education Officer, Shegaon. Thank you, ma'am. I request Dr. Anand Tale to welcome Dr. SGMce Shegaon sir. Dr. Anand Tale will welcome Dr. SGMce Shegaon sir. Thank you, sir. I request Professor Rutika Rao to welcome Ms. Kavita Patil ma'am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To begin with, I request Dr. SGMce Shegaon sir to deliver the welcome address for this function. Dr. SGMce Shegaon, Principal, Ssgmce Shegaon.
Thank you, Professor Sanjay. Good morning to all. Let me welcome the distinguished dignitaries on the dais, the dignitaries on the dais. On behalf of our honorable management, faculty, staff, and students of the college and school, we welcome to the very prestigious person here, Dr. Srinivas sir. He is the senior scientist ISRO. Really, we salute your dedication, devotion, and particularly the consistency in achieving the goals, whatever task assigned in Vikas 2047. Really, we are once again fortunate. We have the another dignitary on the dais, who is once again the scientist, principal scientist at NEERI. Let me welcome Mr. Prakash Kumbare, sir. The third dignitary on the dais is Mr. Rohit Ganolkar, sir. He is the member of VIVA. You might be knowing Vigyan Bharati, doing excellent work. And this program, once again, it is supported by the Vigyan Bharati. We have another person on the dais, Mr. Suyog Gurjar, sir. He is pursuing his PhD and by the profession is advocate. We welcome you, sir. And another, the dignitary is Shraddha ma'am, to help the mankind in all these sectors. You might be knowing in the current era, most particularly the sectors are the transportation, communication, medical, even the construction, and the number of the areas where ISRO playing a very important role. And they are doing very dedicatedly for the betterment of the society. So far as, let me focus some of the aspects of the institute. Let me focus about the Sansthan running about 42 activities. And these are listed in 4 categories. The first one is the social aspect, second one is the spiritual, then charitable, educational and the medical. And in the education we have the school and the college. We have about, in college we have 1850 students, and in the school we have about 3500 students. And the people, all the faculty and the students, they are working for the betterment of the society. So far as the education is concerned, we are giving the education from nursery to PhD. Even we have some students, those who have completed the school education and then the engineering and then even the PG and the PhD from our the institute itself. So far as our vision is concerned, let me focus on some of the aspects. So vision is very clear to impart the world-class education in engineering and management for the betterment of the society, particularly the global society. And the spiritual foundation, it is the base for that. And to achieve this, we have the 4 mission statements. And in that, the keywords, if you find, is the excellent learning center, then competent technical and managerial human resource, state-of-art facility you will witness during your visit to the campus. Once again, we have the excellent facilities in the 82 acres campus. Then the main motto of the Sansthan current organization is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. We are working on that in these 4 the mission statement. So far as the focus is concerned, our institute and school focus is concerned, it is the overall development of the student. And especially in new education policy, our focus is on the holistic development of the student. And for that, we are focusing on not only the technical aspect, physical aspect. We have excellently physical environment here in the campus. Out of 82 acres, 18 acres campus, it is specifically dedicated for the sports. And the students are taking the benefit of this facility. Third one is the social aspect, and the fourth one is the spiritual aspect. So finally, when a student is going through this, within the 12 years of their journey from the school and the 4 years from here, they are groomed in all the aspects. And the main focus of the institute and the college and the school is the value-based education. We have identified our 5 values. And these values are adding the new dimension to the every students studying in the school and the college. The very first is the personal excellence. Second one is the accountability, which is very important in today's era. Then trustworthiness, holistic development. Already I talked about this holistic development, and the creativity and the innovation. It is the era of creativity and innovation, and there also our students are doing excellent. So far as the current era is concerned, we are focusing on this sustainable development, the 17 goals. And in that, even the Sansthan and college working in all the aspects. And specifically today and this particular era, particularly our college and the schools are working on the areas identified so far as the projects are concerned. Food technology, health technology,
education, then agriculture, and energy. So this is about the brief, and the other thing already presented in the leaf. I don't want to take more time. I should not be the wall between our special guest, today's guest, and between the student. And therefore, I request to all you interact with the very special guest on the dais, who is having 4 decades of the experience here, work in the Niri and ISRO. They are very dedicated for the betterment of the society. They are working for the betterment of society. So let me once again welcome to you, sir, and let me thanks to you for coming to Shegaon, and we request you guide our student, guide our faculty, and you visit our campus. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request all the dignitaries to please occupy the seats of the dais. I am happy to introduce Mr. Prakash Mare, sir. He is currently working as a senior principal scientist at CSIR, National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, that is CSIR Niri, Nagpur. He is a microbiologist turned science communicator. After a brief stint as a research fellow in Department of Agriculture Extension and Education at Haryana Agricultural University, he joined the National Institute of Science, Communication and Information Resources, CSIR, New Delhi in 1993. As a scientist, and since then, he has been actively involved in science communication. He has been involved in a number of research activities related to environmental science and engineering. Along with this, he has written a number of science articles, contributed to research journals. He has also received the prestigious honors and awards for science popularization. I request him to interact with us. Mr. Prakash Mare.
गुड आफ्टरनून एक्चुअली गुड मॉर्निंग चला गया बिकॉज मैंने देखा यहाँ पे आके 12:01 हो गया है तो गुड मॉर्निंग नहीं रहा था तो स्टूडेंट्स मैं हिंदी में बोलूँ तो चलेगा ना आपको बिकॉज कम्युनिकेशन है और सबसे पहले मैं पूरे मैनेजमेंट और प्रिंसिपल जो हमारे कॉलेज की इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज के संत गजानन उनको मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ और चीफ गेस्ट आज के हमारे श्रीनिवास सर बहुत अच्छे इंसान भी है जो मैंने सफर में पाया उनको तो एक साइंटिस्ट होने के साथ एक अच्छा इंसान होना बहुत अच्छा कॉम्बिनेशन होता है और ये चीज़ आप थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है सीखेंगे बच्चे स्टूडेंट्स पर्टिकुलरली और मेरे मित्र दोनों सुयोग और राहुल रोहित जी, ये भी दोनों बहुत अच्छे इंसान हैं, ये कह सकता हूँ। मतलब यहाँ हम जो आए हैं बहुत अच्छे इंसान हैं, एक विज्ञान से भी नाता है। तो मैं आपका तहे दिल से सब मैनेजमेंट का, प्रिंसिपल सर का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि आज मैं यहाँ पर हूँ आपके साथ। और मुझे एक जब मैं आ रहा था तो बड़ी अच्छी फीलिंग आई। मुझे बहुत एजुकेशनल वैल्यूज, इथिकल वैल्यूज, मोरल वैल्यूज, एक बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग आई इस कैंपस में आने के बाद, कि मुझे लगा कि जैसे नागपुर में एक या बड़ी सिटीज है तो हम जाते हैं तो बहुत एक दुनिया इधर से उधर भागती रहती है, लेकिन यहाँ पे एक एयर ऑफ रिलैक्सिंग मिली और मुझे लगा कि बहुत अच्छा एक सेंस मिला। तो मैं बहुत खुश नसीब हूँ। और आप जो है यहाँ पर जो जितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं, टीचर्स हैं, तो जो मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन है, मैं आपको ज़्यादा बोर नहीं करूँगा, बस 10 मिनट का सेशन लूँगा। और जो इंडिया इंटरनेशनल साइंस फेस्टिवल जो है, जो हम जिसका ऑर्गेनाइज हम आयोजन करने जा रहे हैं फरीदाबाद में, तो उसमें क्या है और आपके लिए क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज है और क्या अवसर है, आप किस तरह से उसमें भाग ले सकते हैं। पर्टिकुलरली स्टूडेंट्स और टीचर्स थोड़ा सा ध्यान दीजिएगा कि समाज के हर सेगमेंट को, जो भी अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड है या फिर जो सोशो इकोनॉमिक जिनको नीड है, इम्पोर्टेंस देने की जरूरत है, तो किस तरह से इसमें प्रयास किया जा रहा है, उन चीजों को आपको देखने की जरूरत है। तो मैं चाहूँगा कि प्रेजेंटेशन का आप शुरू करें। हाँ ठीक है। तो ये पहली स्लाइड है, यहाँ पे आप देख रहे होंगे, मैं हिंदी में बोलूँगा, इंग्लिश में है, लेकिन आपके उसके लिए आप यहाँ पे देखिए, उसमें मत चाहिए। जो हमारा ISF है, ये जो आयोजन हो रहा है इसका फरीदाबाद में है, तो जो रीजनल सेंटर ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के कैंपस में और एक ट्रांसनेशनल हेल्थ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इंस्टीट्यूट है फरीदाबाद में, उसमें हो रहा है 17 से 20 जनवरी 2024 को। आप वो बीच में देख रहे होंगे साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन नवभारत इन अमृतकाल, ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। अमृतकाल क्या है, जो आप देख रहे होंगे रोज टीवी में, हमारे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर है वो कहते रहते हैं अमृतकाल, जैसे मिनिस्टर्स भी कहते रहते हैं, आपके MLA भी कहते हैं। और मुझे लगता है जो शिक्षा अधिकारी मैडम बैठी है यहाँ पे, उनको भी शायद अमृतकाल पता है, क्योंकि काफी ऐसे नोटिफिकेशंस आते होंगे बहुत सारे इस तरह से। तो अमृतकाल क्या है, मैं स्टूडेंट्स को बता रहा हूँ कि अमृतकाल अगले 25 साल, मतलब जो 2047 में भारत एक विकसित राष्ट्र या फिर राष्ट्र किस तरह का रहेगा, तो इसमें जो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का रोल है बहुत अहम होने वाला है। तो इसमें आप देखेंगे कि साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी किस तरह का रोल प्ले करेगा हमारे 2047 के विजन में। मतलब हमारा समाज है, हमारा जो इकोनॉमिक्स है, हमारी जो सोशो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस है, हमारे जो आबादी है तरह तरह की, तो हर समाज के तबके को किस तरह से हम समृद्ध कर सकते हैं, उस ओर साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी किस तरह का रोल प्ले करेगी, तो वो हम इसमें बताएंगे। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। ये देखिए ISF की जर्नी जो है 2015 से शुरू हुई थी और अलग अलग शहरों में होते हुए, अलग अलग राज्यों में होते हुए आज हम 2023 में आ गए हैं। तो ये मैं इसमें डीप नहीं जाऊंगा, अलग अलग थीम्स होते हैं इसमें, जो मैंने आज अमृतकाल का जो बताया आपको, तो आज इस साल का थीम ये है कि इस अमृतकाल को लेके, मतलब 2047 जो विजन है हमारी, उसको लेके साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी को हम किस तरह से लोगों तक पहुंचा सकते हैं, और इसमें स्टूडेंट्स और टीचर्स आपका रोल जो है बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। तो यहाँ मैं ये स्लाइड नहीं पढ़ूंगा, आप देख रहे होंगे कि 2015 में दिल्ली में हुआ, फिर 16 में भी दिल्ली में, फिर लखनऊ में, फिर गोवा में होते हुए, फिर लास्ट ईयर भोपाल में हुआ, और इस साल हम लखनऊ में जा रहे हैं। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। यहाँ पे देखेंगे कि जो इवेंट है इसके जो चीफ है वो हमारे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी हैं, और बाकी जो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ साइंस एक्टिवली इन्वॉल्व है। और यहाँ पे देखेंगे आपके जिस भी राज्य में ये इवेंट होता है, वहाँ के चीफ मिनिस्टर और वहाँ के पदाधिकारी बहुत सारे इसमें इन्वॉल्व होते हैं। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। ये पूरे मेंबर्स हैं, तो हमारे जो CSIR है, ICAR है, जो बहुत सारे जो मिनिस्ट्रीज है उनके सेक्रेटरीज और जो जॉइंट सेक्रेटरीज, इस तरह के जो बड़े बड़े पदाधिकारी से कोऑर्डिनेटर्स और इस तरह से मेंबर्स होते हैं। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। ये प्रोग्राम कमेटी होती है, इसमें आप देखेंगे अरविंद रानडे जो राइट साइड में आप लेफ्ट में दिख रहे होंगे, तो नेशनल इनोवेशन फाउंडेशन है, ये बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है। तो इसमें हमारे ये बहुत सीनियर ऑफिशियल है विज्ञान भारती के भी, तो यहाँ आप देखेंगे कि ये सारे जो है ये इस कार्यक्रम के पीछे है। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। यहाँ मैं आपको बता देना चाहता हूँ कि 2015 से इवेंट शुरू हुआ था और वहाँ पे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी अर्थ साइंसेस ने शुरुआत की थी इसमें, और इसमें विज्ञान भारती जो है काफी महत्वपूर्ण रोल अदा करती है। और 2021 से इसमें मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एटॉमिक एनर्जी और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्पेस इस तरह से काफी मतलब और भी डिपार्टमेंट जुड़ गए, और अभी आप देखेंगे कि इसमें एक बड़ा रूप ले लिया। तो यहाँ पे आपने इंडियन साइंस कांग्रेस का नाम सुना होगा, सुना है? नहीं सुना। तो पहले इंडियन साइंस कांग्रेस हुआ करता था इसके जगह। तो इंडियन साइंस कांग्रेस और इंडिया इंटरनेशनल साइंस फेस्टिवल में ये डिफरेंस है कि इंडिया इंटरनेशनल जो इंडियन साइंस कांग्रेस था उसमें हमारे जो रिसर्चर्स थे, मतलब प्रोफेशनल रिसर्च वर्कर्स सिर्फ पार्टिसिपेट करते थे, लेकिन इसमें सोसाइटी का हर तबका, हर सेगमेंट पार्टिसिपेट कर सकता है, और पर्टिकुलरली स्टूडेंट्स और टीचर्स, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट्स को साइंस का टेम्परामेंट, साइंस की अवेयरनेस बहुत जरूरी है, उसके बिना आप आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते। ये ध्यान में रखिए, कोई भी स्टूडेंट साइंस में इंटरेस्ट नहीं भी है तो भी एक बात ध्यान में रखिएगा, चाहे 8वीं में पढ़ रहे हो, चाहे 9वीं में, चाहे 10वीं में, चाहे 11वीं में, चाहे 12वीं में, चाहे मेडिकल साइंस, चाहे बीटेक, एमटेक, बायोलॉजी, केमिस्ट्री और मैथ्स बेसिक हमेशा आना ही चाहिए, इसलिए कि इसके बिना आप आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते। और जहां से मैं आता हूँ एनवायरमेंटल इंस्टीट्यूट रिसर्च से, तो केमिस्ट्री और बायोलॉजी और मैथ्स आना ही चाहिए। अगर किसी का इंटरेस्ट हो, वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में है या एयर पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल में है या फिर वाटर मैनेजमेंट में, वाटर टेक्नोलॉजी में, वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन में, वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट में, इफ्लुएंट ट्रीटमेंट में है, ई वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में है, सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में है, हजार्डस वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में है, बायोमेडिकल वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में है, तो सारे जो है मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच, मतलब आप केमिस्ट्री अकेले दम पर कुछ नहीं कर पाएगी, फिजिक्स अकेले दम पे कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा, बायोलॉजी अकेले दम पे कुछ नहीं कर पाएगी, मैथमेटिक्स अकेले दम पे कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा। तो आपको ये जो चीज है, इसीलिए इंजीनियरिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में आने के बाद ये है कि आपको अप्लाइड रिसर्च मतलब अप्लाइड साइंस की ओर बढ़ना पड़ेगा, बेसिक साइंस करने के बाद भी, है ना। तो ये सारी चीजें हैं। तो अभी जो है यहाँ पे 16 इवेंट्स है इसमें, तो यहाँ आप देखेंगे तो मैं इसमें पढ़ूंगा नहीं, मैं नेक्स्ट सर। हाँ, ये वाला देखिए, ये आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। यहाँ पे शिक्षणाधिकारी मैडम भी आई हुई है। तो स्टूडेंट साइंस विलेज, इसमें क्या होता है कि नॉमिनेशंस करते हैं शिक्षणाधिकारी, मतलब शिक्षा विभाग के लोग। पता नहीं आपके पास नोटिफिकेशन आया है या आप इस चीज से अवेयर है कि नहीं, मुझे पता नहीं, कि मालूम है मैडम आपको? तो यहाँ पे आपको नॉमिनेशन बेसिस पे है, और कुछ सीट्स अगर वैकेंट रहती है तो फिर डायरेक्ट भी लिया जाता है। तो इसमें आप देखेंगे कि आप जो एक फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम है ये, और इसमें आपको अपने जो टैलेंट है, जो इनोवेशन है, वो आपको प्रूव करने का या फिर शोकेस करने का मौका मिलता है इसमें, और इंटरेक्शन करने का भी मौका मिलता है। जो बड़े बड़े साइंटिस्ट है इसमें पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे कि सबसे पहले जो प्रायोरिटी दी जाती है, तो किसी को अगर मौका नहीं भी मिला तो डिसअपॉइंट होने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप नेक्स्ट ईयर भी फिर भी ट्राई कर सकते हैं। क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि अभी इसकी जो साइट है, तो आप इसके जो साइट जो बताया अभी www.scienceindiafest क्या है .org, तो उस पर जाएंगे तो रजिस्ट्रेशन ओपन होगा, तो अभी भी कर सकते हैं। लेकिन यदि नहीं हुआ है तो, लेकिन नॉमिनेशन बेसिस पे इसका फोकस ये है कि जो रूरल एरियाज के बच्चे हैं, या फिर हम कहेंगे कि जो एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स के बच्चे हैं, उनको फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी दी जाती है। एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स मतलब क्या है कि जिन डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स की हमारे इंडिया के सोशो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन थोड़ी सी पुअर है, तो उन बच्चों को पहले प्रायोरिटी दी जाती है। तो इसमें स्क्रीनिंग होती है और उसमें नॉमिनेशंस इसीलिए मंगाए जाते हैं। आपने भेजे हैं मैडम कुछ नॉमिनेशंस इसमें, मतलब आपके अकोला रीजन से या फिर इस तरह से नहीं गए? ठीक है। तो लेकिन अभी भी आप देखिए उसमें वेबसाइट पे जाके, अगर आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी है तो अभी भी आप इसमें पार्टिसिपेट, ये बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम है, और इसमें स्टूडेंट जो है अपना टैलेंट को जो है वो प्रदर्शित, डेमोन्स्ट्रेट कर सकते हैं। तो ये एक बहुत अच्छा एक कार्यक्रम है स्टूडेंट साइंस विलेज, और इसमें सारा जो खर्चा है वो जो ऑर्गेनाइजर्स करते हैं, आपको हॉस्टल फैसिलिटी वगैरह सब देते हैं, अगर आप प्रॉपरली रजिस्ट्रेशन आपका प्रॉपरली हो जाए और वहां से एक्सेप्ट हो जाए रजिस्ट्रेशन तब। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। यहाँ पे देखेंगे फेस टू फेस विद न्यू फ्रंटियर्स ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी। यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छे नए नए विषय लिए जाते हैं। आपको इसमें भी आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। रजिस्ट्रेशन की लिंक में जाइए, अभी भी कुछ गया नहीं, जिसको पार्टिसिपेट करना होगा, अगर एक्सेप्ट होता है तो आपको वो सारी अरेंजमेंट की जाएगी। तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि एक्सपर्ट्स रहेंगे काफी, हर अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट से, केमिस्ट रहेंगे, फिजिसिस्ट रहेंगे,
तो स्टूडेंट्स को आपको इंटरेक्ट करने का मौका मिलेगा। और जो स्टार्टअप्स है, इनोवेटर्स है या फिर जो एंटरप्रेन्योर्स है, किस तरह की अप्रोच आप होनी चाहिए, अगर आप 8वीं 9वीं 10वीं में है, ग्रेजुएशन करेंगे, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन, तो आपको एक एक्सपोजर मिलेगा और आप में काफी कुछ आप इसमें कर सकते हैं। रिसर्च के कौन से विषय हैं, जैसे आज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, मशीन लर्निंग है, इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स है, जो बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट्स है, अभी बहुत आगे इमर्जिंग है, तो वो सारे आप जो है उसमें न्यू फ्रंटियर्स ऑफ साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी में कर सकते हैं। तो इसमें अलग अलग एप्लीकेशन है, जैसे एनवायरनमेंट का एप्लीकेशन है, डिफेंस का है, जैसे सर ने बताया अभी, सोमानी सर ने, कि एग्रीकल्चर में भी हम करते हैं, एनवायरनमेंट में भी करते हैं, मेडिकल साइंस में भी करते हैं, हेल्थ रिलेटेड एस्पेक्ट्स भी है, तो सारे आपको इसमें मिलेंगे। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। ये देखिए साइंस थ्रू गेम्स एंड टॉयज, हमारा ट्रेडिशनल कंट्री है, हमारी परंपरागत बहुत सारे टॉयज हुए हैं, है ना, आप भी खेले होंगे। एबाकस आपने सुना होगा, अगर कंप्यूटर साइंस का नाम सबसे लेते हैं तो एबाकस सबसे पहले आता है, जहां से शुरुआत हुई। मतलब एबाकस से आप अपना जो माइंड है उसको इग्नाइट कर सकते हैं, इस तरह की जो है। तो यहाँ पे आप गेम्स एंड टॉयज जो है जिनके पास, जिन्होंने डेवलप किए हैं, तो वो इसमें आप बता सकते हैं और इसमें प्रदर्शित कर सकते हैं और इस पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन में आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। इसका मेन मकसद यही है कि जो हमारा यूथ है, मतलब 4वीं 5वीं से बच्चे 10वीं तक के या जो भी है, तो गेम्स एंड टॉयज को के जरिए किस तरह से अपने टैलेंट, साइंटिफिक टेम्पर को कैसे डेमोन्स्ट्रेट कर सकते हैं या कैसे इनोवेशन में, क्रिएटिविटी में इसको तब्दील कर सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। ये देखिए स्टूडेंट इनोवेशन फेस्टिवल स्पेस हैकाथॉन, यहाँ पे स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी और एक्सप्लोरेशन से रिलेटेड सेक्शन है पूरा, इसमें भी टीचर्स और स्टूडेंट्स पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। और इसमें देखेंगे आप तो स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी किस तरह का काम कर रही है, क्या क्या इसके डायमेंशंस है, क्या इसके इनोवेशंस है, क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज है, इसमें आप ये कर सकते हैं। और इसमें मेरे ख्याल से सर अभी श्रीनिवास सर हैं, तो आपने देखा होगा गूगल मैप्स हम देखते हैं, तो गूगल मैप्स तो मल्टीनेशनल और बड़े मतलब एक क्या कहेंगे इंटरनेशनल लेवल का हो गया, लेकिन भारत में भी एक भुवन पोर्टल है कि नहीं है? भुवन सुना है किसी ने? गूगल मैप्स का सेम काम करता है वो, उसके अलग अलग एप्लीकेशन, शायद मुझे लगता है श्रीनिवास सर बताएंगे अपने स्पीच में उसके बारे में, तो मैं ज्यादा डीप में नहीं जाऊंगा। तो स्पेस एक्सप्लोरेशन और अपॉर्चुनिटीज इस सेक्शन में होती है। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। ये विज्ञानिका है साइंस लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल, कोई बहुत निबंध लिखने में बहुत अच्छा होता है ना, कोई हिंदी में अच्छा लिखता है, कोई मराठी में अच्छा लिखता है, कोई इंग्लिश में अच्छा लिखता है, तो आप इस सेक्शन में पार्टिसिपेट करके अपने आप को प्रूव कर सकते हो। जैसे मेरा फील्ड साइंस कम्युनिकेशन है, मैं अच्छा लिखता हूँ, तो आप इसमें किसी स्टोरी को, सक्सेस स्टोरी को इसमें तब्दील कर सकते हैं और इसमें आप कुछ प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। हाँ, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, सेलिब्रेटिंग साइंटिफिक क्रिएटिविटी थ्रू आईएसएफ चैलेंज। ये बहुत नया इवेंट है जिसमें अभी है, इसमें क्या है, आईएसएफ चैलेंज से क्या मतलब है कि एज इंडिया, हम इंडिजिनस, स्वदेशी, हम अपने आप को किस तरह से डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करते हैं ग्लोबल लेवल पे। जैसे इस इवेंट में जो 17 से 20 जनवरी 2023 को होने वाला है, इसमें 500 सैटेलाइट्स डेवलप किए हैं बच्चों ने, 500। स्टूडेंट्स सुनिए प्लीज, हाँ, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। 500 सैटेलाइट जो डेवलप किए हैं, मॉडल्स बनाए हैं, या जो इनोवेशंस है सैटेलाइट्स के, वो इनोवेशंस प्रेजेंट करेंगे इस आईएसएफ में। वो रिकॉर्ड लिखा है और एक ये नया रिकॉर्ड बनेगा 500 इनोवेशन एक साथ, और उसको जो है ग्लोबल लेवल पे हम डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करेंगे। मतलब एक चैलेंज हमने ग्लोबल लेवल पे दे दिया कि इंडिया देखिए 500 इनोवेशंस हमारे स्टूडेंट्स जो है वो एक साथ एक जगह ला सकते हैं, तो अब्रॉड में भी खलबली मचेगी कि मतलब हमें भी इनोवेशंस इस तरह के बच्चों का, स्टूडेंट्स का जो है साइंटिफिक टेम्पर डेवलप करके, तो इस तरह से मतलब इसका एक कॉन्सेप्ट है और इसको आपको जो है एक नया रिकॉर्ड बनाना है स्टूडेंट्स को। तो पता नहीं, मुझे इस साल तो शायद ये बंद हो गया होगा जहां तक, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी मैं कल देखा साइट, तो इसमें 500 जो है ये इनोवेशंस सैटेलाइट जो है डेवलप किए हुए इस सेक्शन में डेमोन्स्ट्रेट होंगे, एग्जिबिट किया जाएगा, डिस्प्ले किए जाएंगे इस फेस्टिवल में। और उसको जो है उसका जो कैंपेन है, इसका जो डिसेमिनेशन है ग्लोबल लेवल पे बाद में किया जाएगा। तो एक आईएसएफ चैलेंज दिया है, आईएसएफ ने एक चैलेंज दिया ग्लोबल लेवल पे, मतलब अदर कंट्रीज को हमारा चैलेंज रहेगा कि देखो हमारे बच्चे 500 इनोवेशंस एक साथ कर सकते हैं। तो ये एक साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का बहुत अच्छा सेक्शन है, ठीक है ना। तो ये अभी नहीं, अगर नहीं कर सके तो नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए आप ध्यान में रखिए अगर कोई सैटेलाइट या स्पेस या एनवायरनमेंट या हेल्थ या एग्रीकल्चर किसी में भी आप कुछ करते हैं तो जरूर ये ISF का अपॉर्चुनिटी लीजिए। नेक्स्ट, एजुकेशन फॉर एस्पायरिंग इंडिया नेशनल साइंस टीचर वर्कशॉप। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर है। जो टीचर्स यहाँ पे है प्रेजेंट उनके लिए बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है, क्योंकि टीचर्स अभी जो फिलहाल सिलेबस है वो सिलेबस से बाहर निकलते नहीं। एक एकेडमिक शेड्यूल होता है, टीचर्स आप लोग जो है एक यूनिट 1, यूनिट 2, यूनिट 3, यूनिट 4 में ही लटके रहते हैं, या फिर आपको दिए गए टाइम शेड्यूल में आपको सिलेबस कंप्लीट करना है। तो अभी जो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी जो नई आ रही है 2020, उसमें आप देखेंगे कि एक्टिविटी बेस्ड लर्निंग है, तो उसके लिए ये आपको वर्कशॉप हेल्प करेगा, क्योंकि इसमें जो इनोवेटिव मेथड्स है, जो टीचिंग मेथड्स है, टीचिंग टूल्स है, वो सब आपको एक्टिविटी बेस्ड लर्निंग बताए जाएंगे। नेक्स्ट, ये यंग साइंटिस्ट कॉन्फ्रेंस है। यहाँ पे टीचर्स है जिसमें अगर कोई साइंटिफिक माइंड है, मतलब जो इनोवेशन करता है, या फिर कोई रिसर्चर्स है, या फिर स्टूडेंट्स है, तो यहाँ पे साइंटिस्ट, यंग साइंटिस्ट से आप वो इंटरेक्ट भी कर सकते हैं। और यहाँ पे आपको एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और स्टार्टअप्स, ये किस तरह से आप उसको एक फ्लरिश कर सकते हैं, उसमें तब्दील कर सकते हैं अपनी टेक्नोलॉजी को, तो इसका एक कॉन्फ्रेंस में आपको पूरा इंटरेक्शन, डेलिब्रेशंस देखने को मिलेंगे। नेक्स्ट, ये न्यू एज टेक्नोलॉजी शो है। यहाँ पे जैसा मैंने बताया, तो न्यू एज मतलब जैसे मशीन लर्निंग है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, या फिर अदर जो इमर्जिंग टूल्स है साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के, और अब उसके एप्लीकेशंस है, तो ये सारे जैसे हेल्थ में, एनवायरमेंट में, एग्रीकल्चर में सारे आपको दिखने मिलेंगे। नेक्स्ट, ये नेशनल सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का इंस्टीट्यूशनल मीट है। यहाँ पे नेशनल सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इसलिए कि सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सोसाइटी के लिए काम करती है, तो सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी से के साइंटिस्ट के साथ एक डिस्कशन होगा, तो किस तरह से वो जो है साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी किस तरह से ले सकते हैं और किस तरह से इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं सोसाइटी के बेनिफिट के लिए, सारा डिस्कशन इसमें होगा। नेक्स्ट, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेशन एग्जीबिशन, इसमें जैसे नेरी है हमारा, या फिर सर का इसरो है, या फिर DRDO है, ये सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इंडिया भर के इसमें जो है अपने अपने टेक्नोलॉजीज और साइंटिफिक अचीवमेंट डिस्प्ले करेंगे। नेक्स्ट, ये SNT मीडिया एंड कम्युनिकेटर्स कॉन्क्लेव। यहाँ पे जर्नलिज्म को, जैसे जर्नलिज्म आप करेंगे, कोई आप में से अगर जर्नलिज्म करता है पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन के बाद, तो साइंटिफिक रिपोर्टिंग कैसे करनी है, इथिक्स क्या हो उसमें, सारी चीजें इसमें बताई जाएगी, और सोसाइटी को किस तरह से बेनिफिट पहुंचाना है वो सारा बताया जाएगा। नेक्स्ट, स्टेट SNT मिनिस्टर, सेंटर एंड SNT, मतलब स्टेट लेवल के जो मिनिस्टर्स है और जो सेंट्रल लेवल के जॉइंट सेक्रेटरीज लेवल के, तो इस ISF से जो भी टेक्नोलॉजीज है या फिर अचीवमेंट्स है, उसमें से क्या बेनिफिट सोसाइटी के लिए ले सकते हैं, इस पे विचार मंथन इस कॉन्क्लेव में होता है, ऑफिशियल मीट में। नेक्स्ट, स्टार्टअप टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेशन B2B मीट, ये अपने आप में बहुत वो है कि साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी और जो टेक्नोलॉजी जो वहाँ पे डिस्प्ले की जा रही है, जिसके पास भी है, तो वो वहीं पे जो है उसको टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर के लिए डायरेक्ट बिजनेस टू बिजनेस मीटिंग्स कर सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट, वुमेन साइंटिस्ट एंड एंटरप्रेन्योर्स कॉन्क्लेव, यहाँ पे गर्ल्स बहुत है, तो वुमेन साइंटिस्ट मतलब गर्ल्स को किस तरह से साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में भागीदारी हो, क्योंकि आप लोग हमेशा नारी शक्ति बोलते हैं, तो नारी शक्ति का भी वहाँ पे प्रदर्शन होगा कि आप साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में किस तरह से योगदान दे सकते हैं, पर्टिकुलरली गर्ल्स। ठीक है। नेक्स्ट कल्चरल इवेंट होगा, तो मेरे ख्याल से ये सारे इवेंट्स हैं, और इसकी जो अभी साइट है जो मैंने बताया है, इंडिया इंटरनेशनल साइंस फेस्टिवल डालेंगे तो सब कुछ अवेलेबल है, और जिसमें भी रजिस्ट्रेशन अवेलेबल है, जिसकी भी इच्छा हो आप जा सकते हैं। और जो मैडम स्टूडेंट जो विलेज बताया मैंने वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो आप देख लीजिए अभी भी अगर आपके रीजन से कुछ स्टूडेंट जा सकते हैं तो आप उसमें पार्टिसिपेशन, अगर आ गया एक्सेप्टेंस तो ठीक, नहीं अगर फुल हो गया होगा तो वो रिग्रेट कर देंगे, इतना ही होगा, लेकिन अभी भी आप जो है उसको ले सकते हैं। तो अंत में मेरा एंड में यही मैसेज है स्टूडेंट्स और टीचर्स को कि चाहे साइंस हो चाहे इंजीनियरिंग, बिना एप्लीकेशन के कुछ नहीं। और जो भी आप प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाते हैं, मैं नेरी से हूँ, एनवायरमेंटल साइंस से हूँ, तो एयर पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल का हो, वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट का हो, वाटर मैनेजमेंट का हो, तो आपको यदि नेशनल लेवल पे जा रहे हैं, लोकल लेवल पे जा रहे हैं, रीजनल लेवल पे जा रहे हैं, स्टेट लेवल पे जा रहे हैं, तो अगर नेरी की हेल्प चाहिए तो आप हमसे लीजिए, हमारे पास पूरे रिसोर्सेस है, साइंटिस्ट है हर फील्ड के। आपको उसमें अगर वैल्यू एडिशन करना है अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स में तो आप कर सकते हैं, यू आर वेलकम। आप यहाँ से फ़ोन कीजिए, या फिर यहाँ हमें बुलाइए, जैसे भी करिए, लेकिन आप हेल्प जरूर लीजिए, क्योंकि आपके पास बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं, है ना। आप आइसोलेटेड मत रहिए एक ही प्लेस पे, आप इंटरेक्शंस कीजिए, कोलैबोरेशन कीजिए, ठीक है। और एप्लीकेशन के बिना कुछ नहीं, आप चाहे जो भी करें, साइंस करें, इंजीनियरिंग करें, उसको रिलेट कीजिए। जैसे सर ने बताया, आपका कैंपस भी जो सर का भी जो बताओ कहना था कि इंजीनियरिंग हो चाहे मैनेजमेंट हो, उन्होंने बताया हेल्थ से रिलेटेड एक्टिविटीज है, या फिर एग्रीकल्चर है, डिफेंस है, एनवायरनमेंट है ना। तो उसको आप रिलेट करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि एप्लीकेशन के बिना कुछ नहीं, और सोसाइटी के सहभाग के बिना, और आपके और हमारे सहयोग के बिना कुछ नहीं। तो ये कार्यक्रम है, सभी का साथ सभी का विकास। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a wonderful presentation on Viva. Next guest is Mr. Rohit Ganorkar. He is Joint Secretary, Vigyan Bharati, Vidarbha Pradesh Mandal. He did MTech in Industrial Engineering, BE in Mechanical Engineering from Nagpur University. He is doing consulting work in the field of ISO and Six Sigma and Z certifications at various industries. He also works in distribution of Ayurvedic medicines. I invite him to interact with us.
थँक यू. नमस्कार, मी रोहित गणोरकर. मी विज्ञान भारतीतर्फे आलेलो आहे. विज्ञान भारती म्हणजे विभा, विज्ञान भारतीचा शॉर्टकट विभा. तर विज्ञान भारती ही राष्ट्रीय संस्था आहे. ही ऑल ओव्हर इंडिया 36 प्रांतमध्ये काम करते. याच्या व्यतिरिक्त ही 6 गल्फ कंट्रीजमध्ये काम करते. जसं आता तुम्ही थोड्यापूर्वी पाहिलं IISF जसे मोठे इव्हेंट्स ही ऑल ओव्हर इंडिया ऑर्गनाईज करत असते, कोऑर्डिनेट करत असते. याच्या व्यतिरिक्त विज्ञान भारतीचा मेन उद्देश आहे की जे सायन्स आहे ते तळागाळापर्यंत पोहोचलं पाहिजे, सामान्य माणसापर्यंत पोहोचलं पाहिजे. त्याच्यासाठी वेगवेगळ्या आम्ही ऍक्टिव्हिटीज करत असतो. तर ऍक्टिव्हिटीज मध्ये आम्ही एक करतो, एक कुतूहल म्हणून एक प्रोग्राम असतो. ज्या कुतूहल ऍक्टिव्हिटीज मध्ये काय केलं, याचा पहिला प्रयोग 2017 मध्ये आम्ही धर्मपेठ सायन्स कॉलेज नागपूर इथे केला होता. या ऍक्टिव्हिटीजचा मेन उद्देश असा होता की जे आपल्या घरी होम अप्लायन्सेस, जे होम इक्विपमेंट्स असतात, जसे टीव्ही, फ्रीज, वॉशिंग मशीन, असे काही इक्विपमेंट्स असतात, तर यांचं बेसिक वर्किंग प्रिन्सिपल्स काय, याच्या मागे काय, कसं सायन्स काम करतं, ट्यूबलाइट्स कसे काम करतात, प्लाझ्मा त्याच्यात असतो तर तो कसा काम करतो, असे सगळे क्वेश्चन्स हे मुलांच्या मनात असतात. पण त्याचा एक्झॅक्ट काय, जसं आता मुलांना विचारलं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट होते, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी म्हणजे काय, तर पंखा दाबला म्हणजे बटन दाबली की पंखा लागतो, बस एवढंच होतं. त्याच्यावरती काय, तर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी मध्ये कसं जनरेट होतं, कोल पासून इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, थर्मल पॉवर प्लांट कसे काम करतात, असे वेगवेगळे विचार मुलांच्या मनात असतात. तर अशा विचारांना घेऊन आम्ही एक प्रदर्शनी तिथे बनवली होती, जिथे मोठ्या मोठ्या कंपनीज जसं गोदरेज, LG, फिलिप्स अशा मोठ्या कंपनींनी आपले कंपनीचे इक्विपमेंट्स हे ओपन करून दाखवले. ओपन करून दाखवले म्हणजे हर एक पार्ट्स त्याचे इंडिव्हिज्युअल कंपोनंट्स त्याचे आपण ओपन करून दाखवले, मुलांना ते दाखवले आणि मुलांनी त्या इक्विपमेंट्स बद्दलची माहिती त्या प्रदर्शनीतून घेतली. तर त्याचा सेकंड व्हर्जन आम्ही 2018 मध्ये VNIT मध्ये केला होता. इथे आता हे तर झालं होम अप्लायन्सेसचं. आता दुसरं होतं मेडिकल अप्लायन्सेस कसे काम करतात, म्हणजे स्टेथोस्कोप पासनं तर CT स्कॅन, MRI ह्या मशीन्स कशा काम करतात. तर हा सेकंड प्रयोग आम्ही VNIT मध्ये केला होता. त्याच्यात नियर अबाउट 130 स्टॉल्स आम्ही अरेंज केले होते, ज्याच्यात वेगवेगळ्या मेडिकल फील्ड्स म्हणजे टोटल 25 मेडिकल फील्ड्स मध्ये त्याच्या पार्टिसिपेशन झालं होतं. म्हणजे एक हार्ट मध्ये स्टेंट टाकण्यापासून तर ब्रेन कसं काम करतं, ब्रेन फंक्शनिंग कसं होतं, डेंटल्स मध्ये काय इश्यू येतात, इवन याच्यात ॲनिमल हजबंड्रीचं जे डिपार्टमेंट आहे, ॲनिमल हजबंड्री अँड फिशरीज, यांनी पण पार्टिसिपेशन केलं, ज्याच्यात प्राण्यांपासून आपल्याला काय रोग होतात त्याच्याबद्दलची माहिती याच्यातनं आपण मुलांपर्यंत पोहोचवली. तिथे इवन लाईव्ह ऑर्गन्स पण मुलांना हाताळायला दिले, बघायला भेटले, तसे हार्ट, किडनी, ब्रेन असे कंपोनंट्स आपण त्या एक्सपो मध्ये मुलांसाठी ठेवले, जेणेकरून मुलांच्या मनात त्याच्यात कुतूहल निर्माण व्हावं आणि त्याच्यात त्यांनी सायन्स परस्यू करावं, हा त्याचा मागचा उद्देश. असाही आपण एक कुतूहलचा प्रोग्राम माझ्या मते शेगाव इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेज सोबत आपलं बोलणं चालू आहे आणि लवकरात लवकर याच्यावर आपण काम करू आणि याचा अजून एक तिसरा वर्जन आम्ही मागच्या वर्षी भंडारा इथे केला होता. भंडारामध्ये नियर अबाउट एक 53 स्टॉल्स आम्ही तिथे अरेंज केले होते. त्याच्यात आम्ही अजून एक ऍडिशन केलं की त्याच्यात फार्मास्युटिकल सायन्सेस प्लस मेकॅनिकल इंडस्ट्री जसे महिंद्रा, अशोक लेलँड अशा मोठ्या कंपनीचे इक्विपमेंट्स, मशिनरीज, इवन ट्रॅक्टर्स हे कसे काम करतात त्याचे काही कंपोनंट्स तिथे डिस्प्ले केले होते आणि त्याच्यातनं मुलांनी खूप लाभ घेतला. इवन याच्या व्यतिरिक्त आपण तिथे ऑर्गन डोनेशन साठी पण काही प्लेजेस घेतल्या होत्या. निरवट काही लोकांनी पूर्ण बॉडी डोनेशन पासून तर ऑर्गन डोनेशन पर्यंत तिथे आपल्याला सहभाग भेटला लोकांचा. याच्या व्यतिरिक्त जसा ही कुतूहल म्हणून एक ऍक्टिव्हिटी झाली, अजून एक आपण ऍक्टिव्हिटी करतो VSF. VSF मध्ये काय करतो की नागपूरमध्ये नियर अबाउट एक 19 गव्हर्नमेंट इन्स्टिट्यूशन आहे. जसं हे CSIR नीरी एक इन्स्टिट्यूशन आहे, तसं सिट्रस रिसर्च आहे, अल्युमिनियम रिसर्च आहे, जसं मी आता थोड्यापूर्वी बोललो तो माप्सू युनिव्हर्सिटी आहे, अजून जसं फॉरेन्सिक सायन्स आहे. अशा वेगवेगळ्या ज्या इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स आहे तिथे आपण ह्या जे शाळेतल्या मुलांना आहे त्यांना व्हिजिट करून देत असतो. व्हिजिट म्हणजे काय, फक्त सायंटिस्ट कसे काम करतात त्यांना आपण तिथे इन्स्टिट्यूशन मध्ये घेऊन जातो, त्यांची व्हिजिट करतो, सायंटिस्ट सोबत इंटरॅक्ट करतो, सायंटिस्ट काय करतो आणि तो सायंटिस्ट कसा बनला याच्याबद्दलचे प्रश्न ते मुलं विचारत असतात. आणि हा एक पोर्शन झाल्यावर पुन्हा काही क्वेरीज मुलांमध्ये येतात. तर सेकंड पोर्शन मध्ये आपण काय करतो की त्या सायंटिस्टला आपण त्यांच्या कॉलेज इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स मध्ये पाठवतो आणि तिथे पुन्हा ते लाईव्ह इंटरॅक्ट करू शकतात. तर अशा प्रकारचे VSF आपण ऍक्टिव्हिटी करतो. अजून एक ऍक्टिव्हिटी आपण करतो, VVM म्हणून एक परीक्षा होते. तुम्हाला कदाचित माहित झालंच असेल, एक सप्टेंबर महिन्याच्या सुमारास ही परीक्षा होते. दरवर्षी ही परीक्षा होते. ही परीक्षा वर्ग 6वी ते 11वी या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी असते. 2 कॅटेगरीमध्ये होतात, 6वी ते 9वी आणि 10वी ते 11वी अशा 2 कॅटेगरीमध्ये ही परीक्षा होते. याच्यात सायन्स, या परीक्षेचा मेन उद्देश असतो की आपण विज्ञान, भारताचं विज्ञान कसं आपण पुढे घेऊन जाऊ शकतो. तर आपल्या याच्यात सिलेबस असतं भारतीय वैज्ञानिकांची माहिती. याच्यासाठी आपण 75 भारतीय सायंटिस्ट यांची माहिती आपण मुलांपर्यंत पोहोचवण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. आणि दरवर्षी एक असा सायंटिस्ट निवडला जातो. तर जसं मागच्या वर्षी एक बिरबल साहनी म्हणून होते, ज्यांनी बॉटनिकल पॅलिओ सायन्सेसवर काम केलेलं आहे. त्यांच्या जीवनावर आधारित असे क्वेश्चन असतात. टोटल 100 मार्काचा हा पेपर असतो. 100 मार्कातले 50 मार्क हे 80 मार्क हे तुमच्या कॉलेजच्या एज्युकेशन याच्यावर असतात आणि 20 मार्क हे सायंटिस्टच्या जीवनावर असतात. याच्या व्यतिरिक्त आम्ही याच माध्यमातनं जसे हे 75 सायंटिस्ट म्हटलं, याचे आपण पोस्टर बनवलेले आहे आणि ते वेगवेगळ्या शाळांमध्ये पोहोचवतो. ठीक आहे. आता अजून एक प्रोग्राम आहे जे आता तुम्ही स्पेस ऑन व्हील बस ही बघताय, ही विज्ञान भारती तर्फे कोऑर्डिनेट केलेली आहे. तर इस्रो आणि विज्ञान भारतीचं ऑल ओव्हर इंडियामध्ये कोलॅबोरेशन झालंय, MOU झालाय. त्याच्या अंतर्गत टोटल 6 अशा बसेस आहेत ज्या पूर्ण भारतभरात भ्रमंतीवर आहेत आणि वेगवेगळ्या जिल्ह्यात पोहोचतायत. तसं विदर्भासाठी ही जी आता बस तुम्ही बघताय ती एक बस आपल्याला विदर्भ जिल्ह्यासाठी भेटलेली आहे. ती बस इनिशियली 15 ऑगस्टला त्याचं इनॉग्रेशन झालं. त्याच्यानंतर ती वर्धा डिस्ट्रिक्ट, यवतमाळ डिस्ट्रिक्ट, वाशिम आणि बुलढाणा, आता करंटली बुलढाणा आहे, पुढे ती अकोला डिस्ट्रिक्ट, मग नागपूर, मग पुढे भाग आहे भंडारा, गोंदिया, अशा टोटल सगळ्या डिस्ट्रिक्ट मध्ये जाते आहे. हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट मध्ये हर एक तालुक्याला आपण एक 1 ते 2 दिवसाचं या बसचं प्रयोजन करतोय, जेणेकरून हर एक गावातल्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी ते बघावं. जसं एज्युकेशन ऑफिसर मधनं कोणी मॅडम आल्या तर त्यांना असं म्हणता येईल की त्यांच्यापर्यंत ही माहिती पोहोचायला गेली आणि त्यांनी ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी अरेंज करून दिल्या, शाळांना बोलवून दिलं, त्याच्याबद्दल मी त्यांचे आभार मानतो. आता अशा वेगवेगळ्या ऍक्टिव्हिटी आम्ही ऑल ओव्हर विदर्भ करत असतो. यासाठी फक्त आम्ही आमचा वेळ देतो. विज्ञान भारती ही स्वयंसेवी संघटना आहे. याच्यात कोणी जुळू शकतं. जुळण्यासाठी काहीही याच्यात हे लागत नाही. जस्ट एक नॉमिनल 1000 रुपीज लाईफ टाईम मेंबरशिप आम्ही अपेक्षित करतो. ते नाही केलं तरी चालेल. विज्ञानाशी जुळा, पहिले काम करा. तुम्हाला जर आवडलं, तुम्हाला इच्छित असाल तर तुम्ही नंतरही मेंबर बनू शकता. अशा कार्यात आम्हाला हातभार लावावा. बस एवढंच बोलतो मी. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir. I would like to introduce Dr. R. Srinivas in brief. He has been working in NRSC ISRO for the past 37 years, presently working in Training Education Outreach Group Management Systems Area NRSC. He has been responsible for creating awareness and educating students community academia about ISRO space technology and satellite ground stations. He is also responsible for improving the training and outreach activities through partnerships and collaborations with various institutes and universities. He worked as a core team member, Board of Studies, University College of Engineering, Osmania University, Hyderabad in 2022. He is a certified lead auditor for ISO 9001-2015. He has several paper publications in international journals and international conferences to his credit. He has also vast experience in design, development, verification and validation related to satellite data receive chain systems, test facilities and establishment of remote sensing satellite ground station, fiber optic links at all user ground stations. He has contributed for various IRS satellite missions related to satellite data reception systems. He has worked as project manager for many research initiatives. I request him to come on the stage and interact with us. Dr. R. Srinivas.
Very good morning to all of you. I am very delighted to be here as part of the IISF outreach program, and I am very thankful to Dr. Somani, principal here at the Sri Sant Gajanan Maharaj College of Engineering, and I am also thankful to Dr. Prakash, Rohit and Suyog for this opportunity. So I see that lot of young minds, young school plus college, engineering college belonging to different disciplines are available here. So I would like to tell about the overview of ISRO. So I would like to tell the students particularly to have little bit interest. You can see my PPT and you get lot of things about ISRO and the present missions and the past history of ISRO and the different requirements, the different milestones, what ISRO is today. Shall we start? Yeah. So here you can see people carrying the satellite on the bicycle. You are able to see satellite on the small rocket, sounding rocket, that is actually on the bicycle, and the satellite on the bullock cart. So initially you are not having any kind of like minimum transporting things also. We are not having our own building. So you are doing the research and development to the building what you are seeing, that church there. So Magdalene Church. So you are not having our own building, no proper facilities. So we started in that particular stage back in 1969, and presently you can see where we are now in 2023. We are the first country in the world to land on the south pole of the moon, isn't it? So you can see the development and the different milestones from where we were and where we are now today. Next slide. So the ISRO program started initially from during the 1960s. In 1960s and all, there was no early warning system. So because of cyclones, lot of people, there was loss of life during that time because there was no early warning system. So during that time, the government of India thought that we should have the satellite data for the common usage of the common man, the usage for the common man. So you can see how the cyclones affect the Indian region and all, and there is loss of life. Now with the advent of the communication satellites and the weather monitoring satellites, we have the early warning system. You can know well in advance where the cyclone is going to come and which direction cyclone is going to come, and we can evacuate the people from that area. That was the one reason. And the second reason was how to utilize the satellite data for the common man, that is the fisherman. So I'll tell you the overview of the important centers of ISRO. Each center of ISRO has different responsibilities. For example, if you take the rocket technology, okay, so in the southern side in Kerala, Trivandrum, we have the VSSE, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, where we have the rocket fabrication, we have the rocket propulsion systems, and all the technology required, the research and development of all the technology development related to rocket at Trivandrum. That is VSSE we have the LPSC, that is one more center, and also we have the IPRC. So now assume that the rocket is ready. Okay. Now what else we require? We require the satellites. Okay. So all the design and development of satellites, that is run at Ahmedabad, SAC, Space Application Center, and also we have the URSC Bangalore, UR Rao Satellite Center Bangalore. So these two centers do the design and development of each and every component of the satellites. Like you have the solar panels, you have the payload cameras, the bus bar, the power supplies, everything, each and every component, the transmitters, the receivers, and all. So now satellite is also ready. So will you launch the satellite immediately after the fabrication, after making? No, isn't it? You want to test it. So what we do, we bring the satellite to the satellite center at Bangalore, and each and every the simulations we do, the each and every part, each and every test, what is the desired output we want out of the satellite, what is the input and what is the desired output. We see the desired output is coming or not, we do the simulations and all, and finally once we are satisfied with the performance of the satellite, then the verification of the satellite, the validation of the satellite we do. And at ISRO we have the QA engineers, the quality assurance engineers. So those engineers, ISRO engineers, what they do, they will certify that this satellite is ready to be put in space. So this in the space there is extremities of temperature, that the different electromagnetic radiations are there. For example, if you are using a TV at home, okay, a TV at home. So how many hours you are using the TV? It is maybe around maximum 8 hours or 12 hours. Okay, so that is a commercial grade kind of thing, commercial grade of TV kind of thing. Suppose you want to use it continuously, you want to use the same TV continuously. So you at airports and railway stations you are seeing, so that is industrial grade kind of thing. Suppose same TV you want to use in the places where the climatic conditions are adverse. For example, in the Himalayan region, where the climate is, where the temperatures are in -degree centigrade. So the same particular system or component may not be performing well in that particular temperature, isn't it? So what we have, that is the industrial grade. Then again military grade we have, and again military grade we have. So again the space grade. For the space grade, the particular satellite requires some different kind of standards, that is international standards we have. For example, we are using the electromagnetic radiation standards, ISO standards are there. Then we have the IEC standards are there, 61,000 for example, like that. Now the satellite is also ready, is tested. Now what we do, we take the satellite to Sriharikota. Sriharikota, you know where it is? It is in, where is Sriharikota? It is in Andhra Pradesh. So we take the different stages of rocket, we take the satellite to Sriharikota, and from Sriharikota we are launching the rocket. So once the rocket is launched, what happens? The first stage is burnt, for example, and it is going to some particular stage, and the second stage is burnt, it is going to some particular height, altitude, and the third stage is burnt, it is going to a height of maybe some 400 kilometers, and the fourth stage is burnt, it is going to a desired height. So we are getting the desired height and the desired, that is altitude of 500 kilometers and all, and there at that particular, assume that this is the Earth. So the rocket is launched and slowly it is going, it is burning first stage, second stage, it is burning and all at a height of around 500 kilometers, for example. It is pushing the satellite. Okay, so the satellite is pushed at a particular speed. This is called the orbital velocity of the satellite. Okay, so this is orbital velocity of satellite, that is 4 kilometers per second. It is revolving, and Earth is also moving. Okay, Earth is also moving, and the satellite is also moving. Okay, so you are able to see different areas of the Earth. So this is done at Sriharikota. So once the satellite is launched into space, okay, so from there it will be observing all the different video of the Earth, it will be taking the pictures of the Earth, and that particular videos and all we are receiving at NRSC Hyderabad. So this is a different major activities of ISRO. Different centers are doing. If you categorize a national space mission, so we can see the different assets what we have. We have the launch vehicles, that is the rockets. Then we have the communication satellites, that is the GSAT and the INSAT series of communication satellites. Then we have the Indian remote sensing satellites. Okay, so these are the satellites which we are receiving at Hyderabad. Then we have the NAVIC, that is navigation constellation satellite, that is the IRNSS, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. Apart from this, again we are having the different space missions. So you can see the first ISRO satellite, it was the Aryabhatta, that was launched in 1975. Then again the first Indian remote sensing satellite, that is IRS-1A, that is launched in 1988, so March 17. So the weight of this satellite was around 1500 kg, but we were not having the capacity to lift off this particular satellite. So we were having the capacity of lifting only 40 kg weight. That was SLV-3. That was in 1980. So what we did, we have given the satellite to Russia to launch. During the time it was USSR. So we have given this particular satellite to Russia, and they have launched the satellite. We have given some money. So since then, this IRS-1A satellite, we are receiving the data at Hyderabad. So this particular satellite was launched from Baikonur Cosmodrome, Russia. Next. So you can see the different milestones, the different developments. The first rocket is SLV-3. So you can see particularly the weight. The weight is, the payload mass is 40 kg here. Then coming to the ASLV, Augmented Satellite Launch Vehicle, the weight it can carry, the satellite weight it can carry is 150 kg. Then coming to the PSLV XL, the weight you can see it is 1860 kg. Then again there is again a different class of rocket, that is GSLV Mark II. So you can see the weight as 2200 kg. Then again coming to the GSLV Mark III, the weight is 4000 kg. And you must have seen about the Chandrayaan-3 launch. So we have used the same GSLV Mark III, that is a LVM-3 rocket for launching this particular Chandrayaan-3. So if you can see the right side, the exploded view of the rocket, the first stage. Okay, so that is the first stage. Then we have the second stage and third stage. On the top of the rocket, we have the shield. We have the shield, that is the cockpit. So there we are putting the satellite. Suppose you want to have the crew module. You want to send some particular astronaut into space. Then instead of that satellite, you are putting that crew module. Suppose you want to send some scientific module, for example, that is a Webb telescope, for example. We can put that. So whatever the thing you want to put in space, that is kept in the cockpit. Next. So you can see the different rockets. So the past SLV and ASLV now we are not using. So presently we are using PSLV and GSLV, and the LVM is a launch vehicle, launch vehicle. In the future we are going to use the SSLV. SSLV is small satellite launch vehicle, and RLV is a reusable launch vehicle. So reusable means what it does, the main advantage is economy. So what it will do, the rocket will go into the space, it will put the satellite into space, and again it will come back. That means you are having lot of saving of money and budget. Next. So what are different kind of fuels being used for these different rocket engines? For example, for a car, what is the type of fuel you require, petrol or diesel, isn't it? So similarly, rocket also requires kind of fuel. So you can see the solid fuel, it is HTPB like that, and liquid fuel you can see UDMH, and also you can see the cryogenic fuel. Suppose you want to lift more weight, then the cryogenic engine is required. Suppose you want to lift lighter weights and all, then a mixture of solid and liquid is sufficient. Some of the ISRO achievements you can see. First satellite Aryabhatta, that was in 1975. Then we have the first Indian remote sensing satellite, that is in 1988. Then the INSAT communication satellite 1A, that is in April 1982. The first SLV-3, that is the first rocket. We have launched the satellite Rohini with that. So the weight was around 40 kg. Then the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, that is in 1993. Then the GSLV, Geosynchronous Launch Vehicle, that was in 2001. Then the SSLV, this year only, in February we have launched successfully, that is SSLV D2. So SSLV D1 was there, but there was a small glitch. So again we have launched in February 2023. So SSLV D2 was a success. Then we have the IRNSS, so NAVIC, that is nothing but the NAVIC. So that was in 2013 to 2018. These are the navigation satellites. So you can see the different frequencies here, the L5 frequency and the L1 frequency. So the L5 frequency is like frequency which is being used particular for the strategic applications and all, and we have the L1 applications for the general applications, that is the commercial applications. Then in 2017, it was a record breaking event, that is the Guinness record. So we have launched 104 satellites at a time. So that was the major record breaking event in 2017. That was with using the PSLV C37. So in that particular C37, the major satellite was our Cartosat, one of the Indian satellite. The major, this was around 1500 kg, and all other small satellites, nano satellites, pico satellites, micro satellites. So all our satellites were there belonging to different foreign countries. Then you may be aware of the Chandrayaan 1, that was in 2008. Then Chandrayaan 2, that was in 2019, and Mangalyaan was in 2014. So I think you are aware of the Chandrayaan 1, 2, and Chandrayaan 3, and Mangalyaan also. It is we are the first country in the world to enter the Martian orbit in the first attempt. So there are countries who have already entered the Martian orbit before us, but we are the first country to enter in the first attempt. Okay. Then you are much aware of the Chandrayaan 3 and all. So August 23, we landed on the moon. So we became the fourth country in the world to land on the moon, and the first country in the world to land on the south pole of the moon. Then we have the Aditya L1. So that was in August. Then immediately in September, Aditya L1 was launched. So this mission particularly, this is going to reach the L1 point in January 7, mostly 2024. Okay. So what is the main objective of Aditya L1? What is the main requirement? This is particularly to study the sun. So what do you get from studying the sun? So the solar radiations, solar mass ejections, and then the radiations from the sun. So solar bursts are there. So these particular radiations and all, how it is going to affect the earth. Okay. So we, by studying this Aditya L1, by studying this using the Aditya L1, what we get? We can develop the predictive models. Okay. We can develop predictive models. How we can precautionary measure, how we can develop models so that we can have the kind of effect. So the adverse effect we can minimize. In the future, you can see the future missions. We have the Gaganyaan and also the upcoming satellite Nisar. So this year has been a very fruitful year for ISRO. So almost every month we had a mission, successful missions. So in month of February 2023 this year, we had the SSLV D2 launched successfully. Then the LVM using the LVM Mark 3 in March 2023, we have launched the OneWeb satellites. You may be aware of this OneWeb company. So it is a UK company actually. So they are launching their satellites for internet broadband. So why they are coming to India and launching their satellites? UK, it is there. UK doesn't mean that they don't have their own launching station or whatever the launching pad at their country. They have that, but still why they are coming to India? Because our budget is very less. So we are very economical in terms of launching the satellites. Okay. So that is the reason why all the foreign third party companies are coming to India. So in March, we have launched around 36 satellites at one attempt, and 72 satellites we have launched of OneWeb technologies. Then coming to April, the very next month, we have launched the Singapore satellites. About 6 satellites, Singapore satellites we have launched. Then again in May, our own NVS, that is a Navstar satellite, that is the NVS 1 satellite, that is nothing but the navigation satellite we have launched for our purpose, which is compatible with the L1 band. Then of course you are very much aware, July 14th we have launched the Chandrayaan 3 and it has landed on the moon on August 23 in the evening. And you must have seen live all the landing sequence of the Vikram lander, okay, Vikram lander and the Pragyan rover, everything you must have seen that. Okay. Next. So I will tell you the basic how the different types of satellites are there, different type of orbits. So on the top corner you can see that is a remote sensing satellite. You can see the Earth moving, and also the satellite is, it is a polar orbit. That is a satellite is rotating from North Pole to South Pole. So when it is rotating from North Pole to South Pole, what happens? It is covering the different areas of the Earth. So we are able to exploit the different resources of the Earth. We have a lot of applications concerned to remote sensing. Then you see below, so here this is the Earth and this is the satellite. Okay, so the distance between the Earth and the satellite is 36,000 kilometers, and the relative motion at this particular point, it is almost same. That is like it is constant. As the Earth moves, the satellite also moves. That means all the communication satellites are placed in this particular orbit. Now coming to the remote sensing. So NRSA is dealing with all the remote sensing data. So I'll be telling you the basics of remote sensing. So what happens when sunlight falls on Earth? What happens? Different objects on Earth will have different reflection coefficients. For example, if you take white color, it is having maximum reflection. Suppose you take black color, it is having maximum absorption. Similarly, if you take different colors like the red, green, blue and all, they are having different reflection coefficients. So these reflections are again received by the satellite. So where is the satellite? The satellite is a height of around 500 to 700 kilometers. So what it does, this satellite will take that particular optical energy and it will convert into analog signal. That means the satellite payload camera is nothing but it is like a kind of transducer. That means it is converting one form of energy into another form of energy, isn't it? So what happens after this optical energy is converted into analog signal, and again on board the satellite we do the different kind of processes. It is called the space segment. So there we'll be doing the modulation, we'll be doing the randomization, okay, we'll doing the encryption, okay, different kind of process, and we will be packeting the data in a proper sequence, and from the satellite we'll be transmitting the data. Okay, on board the satellite we have a transmitter, so that will transmit the data. That transmitted data is received at Hyderabad. You can see the antenna here. So you have a high gain antenna. So this high gain antenna, what it does, it will receive the data from the satellite. Okay, and once we are receiving, we are tracking the satellite, and we are with the help of the antenna, and we are taking the data, and that data is being processed, and after processing, we'll be disseminating the data to different users. So in the remote sensing satellites, we have two different kind of sensors. One is the passive sensor, another is the active sensor. Passive sensor means it is totally dependent upon light. So the main disadvantage here is that suppose there is a flood, there is a flood or some kind of thing, you are not able to see because of thick clouds and all. You are not able to see the ground because the sunlight cannot penetrate into the clouds. So for disaster management and all, passive sensor is not suitable. So that is the why we have a active sensor, that is called the synthetic aperture radar technology, with which we will illuminate the target with it is having a energy actually. So we will illuminate the target with its own energy, and when it is hitting the target, what happens from the target, the backscatter, whatever the reflected ray is there, the backscatter we are receiving again received by the satellite. So here you know the time transmitted and you know the time received by the received when it is hitting the object. So the difference of that particular time, that is a delta time, delta t. So that delta t, what we'll do, we'll take that particular delta t and we'll do the different algorithm, we do the fast Fourier transformations, and finally we process the data. That means particularly for the disaster management and all, this active sensor is very useful. That is the latest technology. So here you can see the different kind of satellites, Earth observation satellites. So we have a series of satellites. So as I said earlier, in that the first Indian remote sensing satellite, that was IRS-1A, we started in 1988. So since then we had a different kind of series of satellites. We had IRS-1B, 1C, then IR-2 series are there, 3 series are there. Then we have the OceanSat, then the Cartosat, Risosat. So these are the passive sensor satellites. And you have the RESAT. RESAT is nothing but the active sensor. So for a remote sensing satellite, because of the curvature of the Earth, so assume that this is the Earth. So it is the curvature is there. So from the ground station at Hyderabad, you can see maximum up to 3,500 kilometers only. So that is the boundary circle what we are showing. So from the center of Hyderabad, you can see that to the western side, you can see up to Oman, UAE, and part of Afghanistan also you can see. And in the northern side, you can see part of China. And in the eastern side, you can see the Singapore, Vietnam, Brunei and all. And the southern side, anyhow, the Indian Ocean is there. So there is a limitation because of Earth curvature. So this is the animation how the satellite is coming to the ground station. When the satellite is visible, here the main point is that it is a point-to-point communication. That means the antenna should be able to see the satellite, and the satellite should be able to see the antenna. Then only the communication occurs. That is the signal will be received by the antenna. Okay. So you can see when this is the Earth and this is a satellite. When the satellite is at 0 degree, assume that the satellite is 0 degree. So the satellite is not visible to the antenna. The antenna is here. So once the satellite is coming up, satellite is in motion in the space, isn't it? So when it is coming to 5 degree, so the satellite is visible to the antenna. So what happens automatically? The antenna will be tracking the satellite. So as the satellite moves, it goes to 5 degree, then 10 degree like that, then 90 degree again it will be descending. This is the ascending and this is the descending. So this is when the antenna tracks the satellite. So you receive this particular signal. You can see the signal that is called the carrier, and you can see the different kind of parameters. Next. So this is nothing but the pictorial view of the how you get the data from the satellite. So what is happening is, so the reflections from the Earth is received by the camera, that is a CCD camera, very powerful camera. You are receiving by the powerful camera with the help of our powerful camera. That particular camera, what it does, it will convert the optical energy into digital signal. After digitizing, then it is sending to the as a signal. So we have different kind of bands. We have the S band, X band, Ka band, Ku band and all. So it is transmitting in different frequencies depending on the requirement of the data and satellites. So once we are receiving the data, so we are again seeing the data in real time, and also we are storing the data. Next. Here you can see the different kind of antennas. So there you can see the 7.5 meter antenna, and one more is 7.3. It all depends upon the type of application, type of band, and type of usage and type of data rate. So it all depends upon satellite to satellite and mission to mission. So at Hyderabad, we have a facility called the virtual ground station, wherein you can see the real-time passes. Because at Hyderabad, where we have the ground station, not all the school children and their permissions are restricted actually. So because of that, we have set up one facility at Hyderabad GD Metla. We have a outreach facility at NRSC GD Metla. So it is in Hyderabad only. So it is nearer to the head office. So there your school can come as an industrial visit. Just now earlier I have talked with Dr. Somani, principal. So he will be bringing you to our facility. So we have a very good facility, outreach facility, wherein you can come and see the ground station here. So all the past schedules, whatever is happening there at Shadnagar, Hyderabad, and you can see the real-time data there. You can see the countdowns, everything. It is like total end-to-end, the live satellite tracking and acquisition of the satellite data. You can see the real-time data at GD Metla. So this facility is available. I once again request Dr. Somani to please bring your students so that they will be benefited. So the requirement, for example, the data rate is less, then you can go for the different band, that is a L band. If the data rate is less, that is the resolution is coarse. Then if you want to have a better more data rate, S band, particularly for tracking, particularly for the satellite data acquisition, S band is used. So you can see the different frequency bands, and again we have the C band, then the extended C band, and the X band, and the KU band and K band. So particularly the engineering college students who are specializing ECE, so for them satellite communication will be one of the subject, I think. So this is for them. Now, so we have a station at Antarctica Bharti also. So now there are so many satellites. We have so many satellite tracking continuously and all. But again, why you want to again have a station at Antarctica? Where is Antarctica? It is in the South Pole, isn't it? So even then, we are having a station at Hyderabad, and so many satellites were tracking daily. So what is the requirement? So for example, earlier what in the earlier slide what I have shown is, so there is a limitation because of the Earth curvature, isn't it? So because of Earth curvature, you are able to see maximum 2 passes in the day and 2 passes in the night. But suppose assume that you want to see some particular area continuously, or you want to see you want to monitor that particular area continuously and all. It is not possible with a with the data acquisition at Hyderabad. So that is the reason why at the pole, that is the south pole. So when the satellite is revolving in the orbit, so each and every orbit it will be covering, isn't it? Each and every orbit will be covering. Because of that, we can get almost for 11 to 14 orbits of the satellite data. That is the reason why we have a station at Bharati. So you can see the ship here. See, ship has reached. It is totally ice. So it is an icebreaker ship. This is a Russian ship actually. So those who want to go to Antarctica from Cape Town, South Africa, they will be going by a ship, and also they have the mode of going by plane. Also, flight also is there. So you can see the icebreaker ship. So this has reached the Bharati station. In the Bharati station, and you are seeing the overhauling of the different kind of material and all for the 1 year. So whenever our ISRO engineers, our NRS engineers are there at Antarctica, so they will be staying for 1 year and they will be doing the satellite ground operations. So what we are doing at Hyderabad, similarly they also will be doing around the clock for 1 year. They will be staying there, and again one more batch will go and they will come back. You can see the Antarctica building there. So that is the Antarctica building. So this is a container kind of rooms. You must have seen for farmhouses and all, we have the container kind of rooms, isn't it? So similar kind of container rooms, with that we have built this particular thing, because the temperature there are very extreme. Particularly it is around minus 65 degrees centigrade at Antarctica. So it is very extreme temperature conditions are there. So we have this continuous we have these kind of container rooms and all with all the normal temperature. We maintain that normal temperature. So in the Antarctica subcontinent, you can see that the point is a Larsman Hills. There is a place called Larsman Hills where our Bharati station is kept, and you can see right side the Bharati station, that is in summer. So we have about two antennas here, DRS1 and DRS2, that is data reception system 1 and data reception system 2, and also we have a data communication antenna also. So this is the summer. During the summer, you can see there is no particular ice and all. So you can see the antennas clearly. And during the winter season, we keep these particular rodomes. The rodomes are there to protect the antenna from the snow. So there you can see very clearly. There are two antennas. One is the communication antenna, then other one is the data reception antenna. So how we are receiving the data from Antarctica to Hyderabad? So you can see here the right side, DRS1 you can see and DRS2 you can see. So these are the two antennas which are receiving the remote sensing data from remote sensing satellites. So we have a fleet of Indian remote sensing satellites, like the Risosat is there, Cartosat is there. So many satellites are there. So those particular satellites data we are receiving with the help of this DRS1 and DRS2. And what we are doing, these particular data through the DCS1, that is a data communications antenna, we are transmitting the data to the geo C-band. What you are seeing, that is a communication satellite. From that communication satellite, again it is sending back, transmitting back to Hyderabad. You can see that Hyderabad at India, Hyderabad, Shadnagar is there, that is nothing but Hyderabad. So at Hyderabad you are receiving the data. So whenever you are receiving the data at Antarctica, immediately you will be dumping the data at Shadnagar, Hyderabad also. So this is the mode of how we are sending the data to Hyderabad. You can see the different generator sets and how we are maintaining the UPS and all. That is 24/7. You have to maintain the temperature inside the container rooms and the room temperature and all. For all these different setup is there. So this is the entrance of the Bharati station. You can see a lot of during the winter season, lot of ice is there. Lot of ice, snowfall and all will be there. and you have the wind velocity of almost going up to 100 kilometers to 200 kilometers per second. That is the kind of wind velocity. So the survival velocity of the antennas also should be able to withstand that particular wind. So there at Antarctica you have very limited kind of birds. You have the petrel bird is there available in Antarctica, then you have the skua bird, and of course the penguins, the emperor penguin and the normal penguins we have. And the animals of Antarctica, they are also very limited. You can see the Ross seal to the left, and you can see the ice fish and the minke whale. The very few limited kind of mammals are there in Antarctica, but in Arctic circle, lot of like polar bears are also available. But in Antarctica, we don't have such kind of animals. These are the very limited kind of mammals what we have, animals what we have. So suppose you want to go out of the Bharati station outside the room where the temperatures are very severe, that is minus. Suppose you go without any kind of protective clothing, what happens? You will immediately freeze. So this kind of dress you need to wear and you have to go. That is a requirement there. Next. So you must have seen the aurora lights. These are called the aurora lights. So Antarctica, you can see this aurora light. What happens is these are also called the southern lights. So what happens is when the sun charged particles, when they interact with the atmosphere of the Earth, that is a magnetic, because there is at the poles the magnetism is more. Because of the magnetic field, you have different kind of gases. For example, oxygen gas is there, nitrogen gas is there. So with respect to different kind of gases and all, you can see different colors. So you can see the different pics what I have from the Antarctica team. So they have shared some of the pictures. So you can see the aurora light, and in the midst you can see the Bharati station, and you can see the ship also. Next. Now we can till now we have talked about the remote sensing satellite. Now we'll be talking about the navigation satellites. So the navigation satellites, you can see every country has their own navigation satellites. For example, India, we have the navigation satellites called the NAVIC. Then the USA has the GPS. So all are using the GPS satellites in your mobile phones and all. Then we have the GLONASS for Russia, and for Japan we have the QZSS. Then for China we have the Baidu. Then the European Union we have the Galileo, and for France we have the Doris. On the right side you can see this is the US GPS. So how they are configured is, for example, 365 days 24/7 minimum. Suppose assume that a person is in Nagpur, a person is in the mid of Pacific Ocean, or the person is in the Amazon forest, or the person is in the on top of the Himalayan mountains. Wherever he is, he should be able to see minimum of 3 satellites. So that was the requirement. So because of that, what they did, one particular orbit, that is one particular plane, they have placed 4 satellites. Then again the second plane, they have 4 satellites. Like the third plane, fourth plane, like that 7 planes. So 7 into 4, 28. So you can see 28 satellites revolving around the Earth. So at any given point of time, so you will be able to see minimum of 3 satellites. So with 3 satellites, what happens is you are able to get the navigational parameters. Navigational parameters of, that is a PNT, positioning, navigation, and timing. So if you want only timing, only one satellite is sufficient. So we also have our own set of satellites, that we have 7 satellites. That is IRNSS. So that is also working. So you can see the same IRNSS constellation of satellites. This we are using for the we are having the L1 frequency, and also have the L5 frequency. So recently we have come into the L1 frequency also, which is compatible with the 4G and 5G also. So we will talk about some of the applications of the different kind of class of satellites. So first is the remote sensing satellites, then coming to the communication satellites, then we have the navigation satellites. So we'll first talk about the remote sensing satellites. Now I will tell in general the typical applications. For example, first you can see the forest, monitoring forest. For example, some 30 years back, what was the volume of forest? Now a lot of deforestation is taking place. Now presently, what is the kind of volume of forest? So for example, with the help of satellite data, you can find out what is the volume for a forest. Not only finding out the volume, you can classify the forest. So there is a different kind of forests are there. So the deciduous forest is there, coniferous forest is there, thick forest is there, thin forest is there. So the classification of forest also you can do. Then water resource. As you know, water is very important. For example, without water it is very difficult. So you can estimate the water. So for example, on Himalayas, lot of accumulation of ice is there. So during the summer, you can the ice will melt and the water will flow. So how much water which is going to be collected in the dams, that kind of estimation you can do. You can do the groundwater targeting. In Maharashtra, there is a district called Latur district. So NRSA has provided some points where to put the borewells. So earlier they have tried for borewells and all, but it was a failure. So because of that, lot of loss of money and loss of time will be there. So because of that, what we did is, what we do is, we from the satellite data we develop this groundwater table. We will find out where the groundwater table is there, and we develop the models, 2D models and 3D models, and with that precise modeling and all, we will be able to find which particular area, which particular point we can get the water. That is one of the applications. And then of course, disaster management. We have the landslides, we have the coal fires, forest fires, then the floods, the cyclones. These are all comes under disaster management. So you provide data to the NDRF teams for corrective, for immediate action, for relief action. Then we have the town planning for any kind of city or towns and all. If you want to have the town planning using the satellite data, you can plan the different terrains and different elevations and different kind of water body and lands and all. Then fishes. So you may be surprised to know that with the help of satellite data, you'll be able to catch fishes also. I will tell you in the next slide. Then for agriculture and soil. So for agriculture, it is like how much what is that crop acreage you can find out. That is called the CAPE, crop acreage and production estimation. You can find out with the help of the satellite data, and you can classify the soils, whether it is which particular soil is useful for which particular crop, like that. Then of course the weather monitoring and all you can use, and for oceaning, for monitoring the oceans, we can use the satellite data, and also for the strategic applications. Next. So this is Cartosat 2D data, our own Indian satellite. This is taken by this area is Mumbai airport. So you can see the different runway and all. So resolution is around less than it is 5.6 meter resolution. So these are some of the images. So left side you can see the Hyderabad area. So Hyderabad area, there is a Buddha statue in between the lake, Hussain Sagar lake. So there you are seeing the statue as a dot. Suppose you want to see the face of the Buddha, for example, then you have to use a satellite which is having more resolution. Okay. Suppose you want to see the entire India, then the coarse resolution data is sufficient to see that particular area. And this is the Palm Island, Dubai area. This is also our Indian satellite Cartosat data. So as I said, suppose you want to have, we have a different resolution. Resolution means how best you can resolve an object on earth. Suppose a small stick has fallen on the ground. So from a height of around 500 kilometers to 600 kilometers, you should be able to discriminate, should be able to find out. So what is that particular object, whether it is a pencil or whether it is a stick or whether it is a pen. So that kind of resolution, how best you can resolve an object on earth using the satellite data. So we depending upon your requirement, you can have these kind of different resolutions. You can have 1 kilometer, 360 meters, then 188 meters, 23 meters, like that. So different satellites will have different resolutions. So this is nothing but the disaster management. So we use satellite data, both the passive sensor data and the active sensor data. We have a lot of remote sensing satellites we are using for the disaster management. For example, if you see, this is before the flood, you can see the land area, this particular area, Brahmaputra river. Then after the flood, post flood, almost all the water is entering the land area and all. So this kind of assessment, damage assessment, you can do with the help of the remote sensing satellite data. So as I told you, how do you catch fishes? A small example I will tell. For instance, here in Nagpur the temperature is 18 degree, for example. In Hyderabad it is 35 degree, and in Jodhpur it is 40 degree, and Kolkata is 28 degree. So we are all in India only, but the temperatures are different, isn't it? So similarly in ocean also, what happens is wherever the hot and cold water mixes, there the hot and cold water mixes there, that particular area, that particular zone, so the fishes feel comfortable. So we try to find out that particular area, that variation in temperature, with the help of thermal sensors. We have satellites which are having thermal band. So thermal sensors are there. With that particular thermal sensor or with that particular band, we can find out that particular area we can have the potential of catching the fishes. So this particular data, what we do, we are receiving the data at Hyderabad. So what we do, after taking the data from the satellite at Hyderabad, immediately we'll do the processing, and it will be we'll be putting in the nationwide networks. We have the NIC networks, the nationwide networks we'll be putting, and that particular information, the coastal states, they have the nodal officers. So these nodal officers, what they do, they will take this particular data, okay, the data, and they will translate the data, or they will communicate the data to the fishermen so that they can understand. So with this particular communication from translating the information to the fishermen will go to their particular areas and catch the fishes. This is one kind of catching the fish, that is the thermal sense, using the thermal band, that is the thermal variations temperature in the sea, that is called the sea surface temperature monitoring. The other thing is fish food, that is nothing but phytoplankton, it is called, that is algae blooms. So wherever there is seaweed, wherever there is algae or the phytoplankton, automatically fishes will be available there, isn't it? So that is one. So we try to find out where exactly that sea algae, that is the fish food, is there, and that particular information similarly we are providing to the nodal officers, and nodal officers will again communicate to the fishermen. So this is how we catch fishes using the satellite data. So now you have seen the applications of remote sensing satellites. Now communication satellites. So day-to-day applications, your commercial applications, like you are using the 3G, 4G, broadband, everything, and you are watching the live programs, live serials, TV serials, everything is possible with the help of communication satellites. So you can see the list of small list of applications you are using for voice communication, you are using for disaster warning system and all. So for mobile satellite services and all. So a lot of applications are there using the communication satellites. Now navigation satellites. So we have our own navigation satellites. Assume that whatever your mobiles you are using, from which satellite you are getting the signal. What are the mobile phones you are using? From which satellite you are getting the signal? That is from US satellite. That is a GPS, global positioning system. Assume that suppose that there is no GPS, they stop the signal, then we should have our own kind of navigation satellite. So this is our own navigation satellite. So we are also trying in the L1 band also, that is a commercial band. So with the help of this particular navigation satellite, you can get the location and the PNT you can get, positioning, navigation and timing. Okay. So the main advantage of this Navic is it is having more accuracy, that is the location accuracy is better, that is 10 meters accuracy we are having. If you see the GPS satellite, the accuracy is 20 meters, location accuracy 20 meters. So when you are booking a Ola or Uber cab, whether the cab is coming exactly opposite your house, no. What happens, sometimes it is going some adjacent lane or fourth house or fifth house. So why it is going like that? Because the accuracy is around plus or minus 20 meters because of that. So in this particular navigation satellite, our Indian thing, the location accuracy is still better, that is 10 meters. So the about ISRO carriers. So I think a lot of engineering college students are there, we belonging to mechanical, electrical, ECE. So for them, I would like to tell them. So particularly all the disciplines of engineering, particularly the core engineering. So you have a exam called the ICRB, ISRO Central Recruitment Board. So you will be writing this particular exam. So this you can write in the 4th year also, and after completion also you can write. So once you write the exam, you will be shortlisted, and after the shortlisting, you will be taken as a scientist in ISRO. Okay, scientist is in ISRO. The opportunities are very good. ISRO is having very good infrastructure, and a lot of research and development activities are going on ISRO. So those who are interested in joining ISRO, this is a very good opportunity for you. So all the engineering graduates, and if you are doing PG also, so PG all the core subjects, ME and all, MTech and ME, they can also apply. So this is a right platform. This is so every year in the month of January, February, or in the year end, sometimes 2 times also now they are putting, because there is shortage of manpower now. Lot of people are retiring in ISRO. So because of that, new recruitments are happening very fast. So every year you get lot of posts and all. So it is mostly IT, computer science, electronics and communications, then mechanical. So all these disciplines you are getting so many jobs and all. So try to log into that isro.gov.in, that is a site, and also the NRC site is there. So career you can apply for that. Okay. So not only that, if you want to do some projects, now you're in the BTech fourth year, for example, BTech fourth year or B fourth year, you can come to NRSC and do your projects also. Okay. So who can do the projects and what is the eligibility criteria and all that also you can see here. So for engineering BTech, you should have completed 6th semester, and the minimum time you should stay for at least 3 months. And for MTech, you can see 120 days, and for BSc diploma 90 days, MSc 120 days, and PhD 90 days. So these are the basic requirements where you can do your internship or whatever the project work or whatever it is, you can do at NRSC GD Metla, at NRSC Hyderabad, you can see. So anybody interested, they can come there and they can do it. So the different kind of documents what need to be submitted, you can see LOR. So you have to take the LOR, record letter of recommendation, from your professor, from your head of the department, and then you require your CV, and you should have your biodata also. So that should be sent to the mail student@nrsc.gov.in. So all those particular details, your scanned marks, memo of marks, latest memo of marks, then 10th class certificate, then the intermediate certificate, then the marks memo of BTech third year, fourth year, whatever you have, along with the LOR, that is letter of recommendation, that should be sent to student@nrsc.gov.in, and you can do the project work. So we'll be providing you a certificate, so you get a very good brand image. So thank you very much for your listening.
Sir, can we have 2-3 questions? Can we have 2-3 questions from audience? Is there any question? From audience, is there any question? Anybody?
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, as we know that there are 3 orbits, LEO, MEO and GEO.
Yes.
So we can put n number of satellites in LEO and MEO, but there are limited slots in GEO. So my question is, why there are limited slots in GEO, stationary orbit?
Limited slots, depends upon the type of like country wise. For example, our India, it is above the equator, isn't it? So we are 5 hours 30 minutes above the equator. So what we do is exactly at our particular point we are putting our satellite. For example, Russia, they want to put their satellites. Okay, geostationary satellites they want to put. So there the particular the orbit is again different. It's very difficult. They have to go like vertical kind of thing. So it is very difficult for them to put a geostationary satellite. So what they do is they put a geosynchronous satellite. So each country, depending upon their geographic location, they are placing the satellite. That is only the limitation. Nothing like that you cannot put more satellites at one particular point. It is all depends upon the location of the geographic location of the country and how many satellites they can put. And also there is a world governing body, so who give the placement of the satellite, where exactly the satellite should be put and all. That is a governing body is there. So with that you can do it. Not an issue. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Sir, there are some indigenous methods of identifying water resources. You said remote sensing satellite to identify water resources and the place where the borehole has to be done. This area is particularly suffering from drinking water scarcity. So what is the indigenous method that they are following? Is that one man moves around a plot where the water resources have to be located with a coconut in a plate.
Yeah.
And wherever this coconut starts rotating, the man says this is the place where you have to go for borehole. and they go it and they find it water resources available there. Is there any link? Is there any science behind it that you have studied?
So whatever the coconut you are seeing, that is not a scientific method actually. So you are seeing the conductivity, that is the resistivity of that particular area, the resistivity and conductivity of that particular area or land. So it is a kind of like seeing where exactly the coconut rotates or some kind of bending of the some particular electrode happens and all. This is all resistivity what you are seeing. That is the method is not so accurate actually. So not so accurate and not so reliable. So there are instances where with the help of coconut you get the water. You get the water means is it lucky? You are lucky that you got the water. There are instances also where the water also is not, even though you are going up to 200 feet or 1000 feet or 2000 feet also you don't get water. So during that time they tell you, oh, it's a bad luck kind of thing. So it is not a scientific way actually, but the scientific way is that we have the satellite data in which we have the EM spectrum. So we have the different kind of wavelengths, that is the short wavelength, short wave infrared is there. So in the EM spectrum, in that particular band, we see that particular where the water, where we can find out that particular water content or the water groundwater table. With the help of that groundwater table, we will be developing models and we will be giving the targets, exact targets and all which particular area, which particular point it is possible. So this method is more accurate compared to the traditional method what you are telling. Okay. So with this kind of method, you are able to target more. So in Latur district, we have given NRSA already. We have given some maybe 5 years back. So with that, for example, you have given some 1000 points. Out of 1000 points, almost 900 plus points were like positive. You got the water, but only very few points you couldn't get. So it is a kind of modeling and where the groundwater table you can exactly find out and all. It is a accurate method. It is a scientific method. Okay.
Thank
Hope
you.
I gave you the answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. I want to ask. I want to know. Eager to know the one answer for this question. Is the satellite have any validity? Means
Satellite has any validity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So actually, every object on Earth, whether it is human being or any kind of material, also it has some life. It has some life. So similarly, satellite also has some life. So if you take the life of the satellites, it depends upon what parameters. It depends upon the kind of, now assume that this is the Earth and you are launching the satellite into orbit and it is rotating like this. Okay. So you have a continuous orbit which is it is a orbit which is a reference orbit and the Earth is moving. So what happens, because even though the satellite is at a height of around 500 kilometers, there is some kind of gravity, isn't it? Gravity is there. So because of the gravity, what happens, the satellite will like deviate from the original orbit. That reference will be like deviation will be there and it will be moving to the right or left. So when it's moving to the right, for example, or we moving to the left, for example, what happens, we are firing the the motors on the right side and left side and bring it to center. So again we bring it to center. So once this particular fuel on board the maneuvering fuel on board the satellite is complete, that means when it is exhausted, then you don't have any control of the satellite from the ground. So what happens, the satellite will be rotating like this and will be going into deep space. So we don't have any control. So generally the satellite life will be around 10 years to 15 years. So these are remote sensing what I am telling. So it depends upon how economically you are doing the maneuvering and all, and the life of satellite depends upon that. So and also the quality of components what you are using and the life of the satellite mainly depends upon the fuel actually and the maneuvering parameters.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Namaste, sir. Sir, I'm connected with the cryogenics engineering. So, which is the heart of the propulsion system in the satellite?
Which is the?
In the propulsion system, cryogenics engine is the crucial for the propulsion process and all. So, cryogenics engineering is not much more in the engineering field. So, can you tell me more about that and cryogenics engine?
Okay. So you must have heard about different kind of fuels, like solid fuel is there. Okay. So solid fuel has some kind of thrust and we are able to lift off some kind of weight. So all the rockets, if you take rockets right from PSLV, GSLV or LVM and all, so what is the kind of weight you want to weight of the satellite you want to put in the space? Suppose you want to put lightweight satellites, okay, then PSLV is sufficient. Suppose you want to put more weight, more than 3000 kgs or 4000 kgs, then GSLV is also okay. Suppose you want to put more you want to use GSLV or the LVM3, that is a cryogenic stage. So this particular cryogenic stage has more thrust, and it having the more capacity to lift off more weight actually. So cryogenic nothing but it is a combination of like hydrogen and oxygen. So you know about hydrogen. What is the formula for hydrogen and oxygen? That is water. What is the formula of water? H2O. So two parts of hydrogen and one part of oxygen. Okay. So once you liquefy this oxygen to minus 250 degrees, 53 degrees centigrade, and similarly oxygen, hydrogen is around minus 150 and oxygen is minus 253 degrees centigrade. That is nothing but rocket fuel. So this rocket fuel you are using for lifting of huge weights. That is a kind of the latest techniques. So making a cryogenic engine, it is more difficult actually. So the involvement of technology is more difficult making a cryogenic fuel kind of thing, but where is solid and liquid, it is a little bit easier thing. So now presently we are having most of the rockets cryogenic only for lifting more weights. Suppose you have a small satellite, then you can go for the PSLV or GSLV. Okay. Now see, now why people are going to the moon? Every country wants to go to the moon because you have discovered with some kind of water ice, particularly on the poles, North Pole and South Pole. You have some kind of water. Okay, water ice is there, or you can tell water vapor, or some kind of water traces, groundwater traces are there. So once you can, if you once you have water, then there is a possibility of colonizing on the moon. You can build houses on the moon, and you can stay on the moon. And from there, again, you can generate with the help of water, you can generate the fuel. That is nothing but the cryogenic fuel. So from moon, again, you can go beyond the moon. Okay, so that is why you are now. Earlier, it was like exploration. Now it is like exploitation of the different resources. There are minerals, costly minerals, precious minerals, which everyone wants to explore.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody? Anybody else?
Sir, I'm a teacher from Gajan Maharaj English School. Debris is created in the space. So, is ISRO is searching for it? Any work on it?
Yeah, debris in space.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, debris in space is really a really worrying thing for everybody. So now we don't have any kind of guidelines that one country should place how many satellites in the orbit. So we don't have any kind of guidelines or space policy. So suppose there is a rich country for example, USA is there. So he will put so many satellites into space, and there is no restriction. So the space debris is a very serious problem. No, presently we are not facing any problem, but in maybe in next 5 years or 10 years, there is going to be a problem, because what happens is when the satellite is like dead, it goes into deep space. Okay, sometimes there is a possibility that a small part of the satellite will go and hit a working satellite. If it hits a solar panel or something like that,
yes, sir,
then the working satellite get damaged. So space debris poses a very great serious problem because of that. So that is why now they are planning to have a international policy where the launching of the satellites will be limited by the global organization.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, now that
yes,
today's this information, a question arose in my mind that we are marching towards moon, etc., only for the want of water. If water existence is there, then people are thinking to have some existence of human being there. But what I feel, I am worried that even itself on the earth, you can see various uh, calamities. Sometimes floods are there, or drought position is also there. So can we change the cycle of monsoons so that we get enough quantity of water at particular place? Is there any study going on the data uh, from satellite collection? That was my rather
Yeah.
a question.
Okay. So your question is that can we change the kind of earth environmental conditions? You mean?
Exactly. Where it is required, if it is provided at particular time, then I think most of
Yeah.
the problems
Then
in the
see
world.
whatever the if you take the historical data, so whatever monsoons are formed for different countries and all, that is all natural. Nature we cannot.
No. What you are taking for granted is that after it cyclone takes the place, then the climate will change and then certain things will happen. What I want to go ahead is one step further, that can we, whatever at Antarctica we are having ample quantity of ice, can we lift up that by any means, by what you call involving that ice into natural circle and dropping at drought positions in summer or whenever it is required, not in particularly summer. At least drinking water problem will be reduced. And what is going on the earth, only for the sake of water, the migration is being done. I think where at least drinking water purpose is solved, that is my question of concern.
Yeah. Well, your question I understood, but the thing is, nature and all we cannot control, so it is not possible.
Yeah,
Only
exactly.
with the,
That is where I wanted to come on.
Yeah.
That nature is nature. There, at least science has not gone to that level.
Sir, one thing is like their artificial rain, that is called cloud seeding. It is being done.
These are done.
These are some of the things.
These are done at various levels. What I wanted to know, that satellite application.
Yeah.
Can we utilize once for all that construction of dams at various places and joining the rivers? It will not take place.
See, satellite data, it can be used for various things, particularly for the weather monitoring and all. But what you are telling is that I could not understand properly.
I mean, can we increase the monsoon period?
Yeah, that is a natural, no sir. How we can do it? It is not nature. You cannot
with the application of satellite information.
No. Whatever with the satellite only we can monitor only, but we cannot change the kind of pattern or whatever it is. We can like study the pattern of the monsoon or study of the ocean currents. Anything we can do, but we cannot change. It is a natural process.
We cannot have control over
we cannot do anything. Only we can monitor, and we can have the kind of alert system. Suppose there is a cyclone coming. So we can tell that okay, this particular area we are going to get the cyclone and we'll evacuate the people so that there is no loss of life in that particular area. That kind of things can be done, safeguarding the safety and security of the people. That can be done, but you cannot change the pattern. It is not in our hands. Okay.
So nature's law is there.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As a part of Space on Wheels program, we organized 3 competitions yesterday. Those competitions include Rangoli, poster making, and quiz. For the prize distribution, I request all the dignitaries to occupy the seats on the dais. Please come on the dais. I request Manisha madam to carry out the prize distribution ceremony.
Good afternoon all. Now, children, you are eagerly waiting for the result and prizes of various competitions conducted by ISRO in collaboration with Viva. To inculcate scientific attitude among the youngsters, Rangoli competition, poster competition and quiz were conducted, and the topic for all the competitions relate to ISRO space missions and space exploration, etc. These competitions were conducted in two groups. Group A, standard 5th to 8th, Group B, standard 9 to 12th, and the prizes for all the competitions. These competitions are first prize, cash, rupees 300, certificate and book. Second prize, cash 200 rupees, certificate and book. Third prize, cash rupees 100, certificate and book. Now I am going to announce the first 3 rank holders from each competition. It's our great pleasure that these students are getting awarded by great ISRO scientist Dr. R. Srinivasan, Dr. Shri Prakash Kumbhare sir and all the dignitaries on the dais. I would like to request all the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate our students. Rangoli competition, Group A. First rank, Akshara Gajanan Jhadokar, SGME Shegaon. Cash prize, rupees 300, certificate and book. SGME Shegaon. Third rank goes to Shreya Praveen Shivrinwal. Rangoli competition, Group B, 9 to 12 standard. First rank winner is Sharvari Sanjay Thakur. Second rank, Ssgmce Shegaon. Third rank, Neha Suresh Manuse, Saptashruti English School, Shegaon. Students come first. Poster making competition from Group A, first rank Prasanna Mukund Shirsagar, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Shegaon. From Group A, his poster topic is
Shivashakti Point on Moon.
Second rank, Shaman Atul Harode, SGM English School, Shegaon. Her poster topic is Way on the Moon. Third rank winner is Lavanya Prashant Gadodia, NV Chinmaya Vidyalay, Kanarkhed. Her poster topic is Education on Moon. First rank winner is Devesh Dhananand Kubde, SGM Higher School, Shegaon. 12th standard student. Devesh Kubde. Second rank goes to Ketan Tukaram Madhavi, Saptashungi English School, Shegaon. Ketan Madhavi. Third rank winner is Shivkumar Vijay Khawne, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalay, Shegaon. Topic is Missile Man, the Indian Space Research. Quiz competition for Group A. First rank Samruddhi Ajay Sharma, SGM English School, Shegaon. Second rank Kshitija Manohar Wankhede, SGM English School, Shegaon. Third rank Vedika Sandeep Gaiki, Bal Shivaji English School, Wankhede. Quiz competition Group B. First rank Kalindi Santosh Gaikwad, SGM English School, Shegaon. Second rank Srushti Santosh Bhaltada, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalay, Shegaon. Srushti Bhaltada. Third rank Bhagyashri Kadale, Kalamai English School, Shegaon. all the winners as well as participants. For further introduction, Bhagat sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. An event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated people who know their job well. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks for this memorable occasion. On behalf of Ssgmce Shegaon, we express our gratitude towards Dr. R. Srinivas for his meaningful interaction with us. We are thankful to Mr. Prakash Mare and Mr. Rohit Ganorkar for their wonderful presentations on IISF and VIVA respectively. We thank Mr. Suyog Gurjar and Mrs. Shraddha Vaidyanathan for their valuable presence here. We also thank Dr. S.B. Somani and Ms. Kavita Patil Madam for their immense contribution in organizing this program. We thank all the students, school teachers, faculty members of Ssgmce Shegaon and staff members also who enhanced the beauty of this program by their presence. Now I request all to stand for the national anthem. With the prior permission of the chair, I declare that the session is over. Before that, take photographs. I request all volunteers to come on the stage. Volunteers, we have one group photo. For others, yes, and winners, we will have a group photo with winners. For all others, the program is over. You can leave the auditorium. For all other people. One group photo with winners first.